All right, DoomerMedia. This is gonna be a fun one. This is definitely a lot more lighthearted, although a little bit more of a weird story. I know it seems like a lot coming from the fact that we just covered furry love triangles and groomers and all sorts of interesting stuff. But this one's got kind of a weird arc to it. That's the thing. It was a long play, like no tomorrow. So, if you don't know who Doomer Media is, quick rundown is Doomer Media is a guy that was just recently hired by Willie Mack, and he was involved in the making of the Keffels video. And he was kind of the researcher behind it, and so he also came out with a video a while ago called Vosh is Unironically Evil. So this guy kind of came from the political side of the sphere, and he was he kind of got like he kind of had like a quick skyrocketed stardom over there. Basically, he had this video, the Vosh Ironically Evil video, in which he kind of got a couple big shout outs from it, and so it just shot him up through like meteoric freaking rise. And after that, he put out a couple other videos. He had one on Dave Chappelle talking about his jokes weren't funny, and then he also had another one where he was kind of bashing on people that used like Snap or EBT type services to pay for like a food stamps type situation, how like they shouldn't be using food stamps to go get any luxuries, like even a cup of coffee. Pretty hot takes, and this kind of stuff basically quickly saw him lose a lot of his quick stardom, and so he got a bit disenfranchised with things. And again, I think being in the Twitch political sphere has got to be mind-numbingly boring, but they prefer their very regimented, like, actual debates with timers and everything else and going over the nitpickiest arguments, and it's just mind-numbing to me. But in hindsight, watching some of them watch our content, it is mind-numbing to them, so to each their own. That being said, I'm going to attempt I'm gonna give it all I've got in hoping this works. I've got the playlist already opened up. I'm just looking at it and praying silently that this is gonna work. Oh, we don't need that shouting and yelling already. Okay, calm down. All right, so the first video we're going to start out with is this Doomer Media scam patron runs off with $5,000. President Sunday put this video together. It really kind of like is a really good synopsis of everything going on. Actually, oh, wait. That is the second video. Videos got out of order in here, didn't they? Yeah, you did, didn't you? We actually want to start with this one. The 20-minute video. Way quicker. Higher probability of it working. We hope. So, basically, he had his video, did his victory lap, had his meteoric rise, and then his fall. And so he kind of more or less disappeared from the internet. Well, recently with the fall of Vosh, with being very interested, for lack of a better way to say it, in some horse erotica and some very young, for lack of a better way to say it, individuals involved with that horse erotica, he kind of came back and he had his little victory lap because he came out with the Vosh video a while ago. Oh, Dragoness, you think the Lyle stuff is crazy? This is way more crazy. But this guy just say horse lolly. Look, I'm trying to be polite. I don't know, maybe YouTube just became a prude and it just cannot handle me being brash anymore. That's maybe what's going on here. But that did exactly what I didn't want it to do. There we go. It was a little too aggressive. Bring it back. There we are. So he came back and did his victory lap. Well, it kind of came out recently that this guy made off with like $5,000. And he initially started, and it was a nothing drama. And then it became a drama because this guy has gone on stream after stream after stream for hours at a time, screaming and whining and crying that he's not a scammer, but all I've done is made him look worse. I'm going to be honest. So
meet DoomerMedia.
We're going to watch
video games for 30 years.
We're going to watch President Sunday's video here. He gives a pretty good synopsis covering the whole story. Well, we'll see. We'll see. She's skipping already.
You fucking moron!
Very bad.
I can literally watch it just like crawl. It's so disheartening.
You fucking moron!
A very bad one, with a very unlikable personality and a very fragile ego.
And I was trying to say, oh, remember that one thing you said? Remember that one thing you said for 30 fucking seconds?
And this is the story of how he took thousands of dollars from a client to deliver a video project, ghosted that, and then used his client's personal information to threaten him. In late 2021, DoomerMedia released a video called Vosh is Unironically Evil.
Hey, Ant, how you doing?
Based on the very large leftist streamer and
Hopefully better than I am. I'm on third attempt at this stream.
In this video, I'm making the argument.
he was very successful, getting over 100,000, shooting him what may as well be 0 to over 14,000 subscribers practically overnight. Encouraged by his success, on September 23rd, DoomerMedia puts out a tweet saying he'll do a similar video, this time targeting an even larger creator, Hassan Piker, but only if he is funded with sums of dollars. Creating videos is a lot of work, 6 weeks at least to make this happen. Enter our primary victim. A generous Twitter follower replies to DoomerMedia and says, I'll fund it. DM DoomerMedia.
Oh no.
Receives a transfer of
Hopefully it went well.
and proudly announces that the Hassan video happened. A few days later, he DMs his client, letting him know that the Hassan video should be complete by early December. Additionally, DoomerMedia also agreed to work on a treatment for a prospective YouTube show with the client and receives an additional 18.
Okay. So this is important because this was so hard to freaking follow, especially because DoomerMedia sucks at fucking telling this story. Okay, there is 2 different shows. There are 2 different sets of payments involved here. DoomerMedia screws everything up and basically tries to lump it together, and it becomes one in his mind, so therefore it is one, and it makes sense to everybody, except it doesn't make sense to fucking anybody. Okay, so he is paid for a video. He is given $1,800. Okay? And he is going to make this video for this $1,800 is the initial agreement. There is going to be some time that will pass, and then they will have a meeting. At this meeting, he will say, I can't do this video for $1,800. He will then say, I need more money. At which point they are going to give him $1,000 extra, basically off of his quote / negotiation / renegotiating the rate. And so that is where we get $2,800 for a Hassan video. A short period after that, he will then basically say, I'm not going to do the Hassan video anymore, and that I'm backing off of it. Because remember, this is 2 years ago, so he hasn't run off. He is just becoming disenfranchised with stuff. So all of that takes place. At the same time, he is then also approached by this person and asked, would you like to work on this show? And for this show, we will give you, I think it was agreed on to be, I think $1,200 or so. Don't quote me. It basically comes out to about $4,600 is total. So what would that be? Oh my god, my math at 1 in the morning trying to figure this stuff out. 800? What's it, 800? I'm air mathing. You guys can't see it. Yeah, I believe it was $800 for the show. So he's given $800 for the show. He's got $2,800. 8 and 8 is 16. Yep. So that gets us 36. So it had to be $1,800. So he gets $1,800 for doing the show. Apologies. This will be explained a little bit better. But just understand that the show amount and the video amount are separate. Okay. That's the biggest thing we're going to need to keep clear here, because it becomes so confusing.
Neither of these projects will ever see the light of day. Instead, it's pushing back meeting delays, and a general failure to demonstrate any progress on either. For the next 5 months, DoomerMedia will appear on stream panels, video essays for himself on Dave Chappelle and Quentin Tarantino movies, and even begins funding for a follow-up video to the uncompleted Hassan Piker on Patreon, as well as we will see later taking on even additional projects from other clients. And then, DoomerMedia will disappear from all of his socials and making himself virtual. Why? Where we left off in our DoomerMedia is getting paid, and he's getting paid well. Interviews and panels, everything up Doomer. But DoomerMedia has a problem. DoomerMedia, as I said, is a very unlikable person, and DoomerMedia has a very fragile ego that can't handle other people thinking that he's wrong, even just a little bit. So when DoomerMedia, with his newfound attention, decides to declare to the whole internet that poor people are stupid, and that food stamps programs like SNAP should restrict what they can buy so they don't want any kind of pleasure of a cup of coffee or a plate of hot food, it goes about as you can imagine. After being dogpiled on Twitter, DoomerMedia will have a debate with a now retired YouTuber called a physicist. He will attempt to defend himself by claiming that, in fact, he himself has had extensive personal experience with poverty, grew up on and is in fact currently reliant on government assistance, and has been borderline homeless. In other words, he knows he's poor, he's not speaking to callous.
I grew up on government assistance. I'm on government assistance now, right? I've been borderline homeless, not actually homeless, but like you know, in the neighborhood of.
At least it's really easy to see when the video's freezing with this. Good Lord, come on.
And like
YouTube.
The only reason
YouTube.
I wasn't homeless was because someone was willing to like put me up. The word on the street is that I'm like a trust fund who has like millions of dollars, right? And is just shitting on the poor.
The problem is that DoomerMedia has already bragged about his income on Twitter by this point, so that we already know that his parents were worth a few $1 million, and his ex-fiance's family was worth at least $35 million.
So he really is wealthy, pandering.
Living on government assistance, DoomerMedia shelled out $1,000 to other creators' perspective to edit the script of his initial Vosh's unironic.
By the way, this is anybody who says this was low effort. I'm not gonna listen to anything that like. That is the stupidest fucking criticism. I spent an amount of a ridiculous, like senseless amount of time trying to make this fucking video. I paid people $1,000 to fucking critique it to make sure that it was better than it would have been when I had a fucking channel with 13 subscribers.
Shelling out $1,000 to get your online buddies do a quick look over and edit of the script for a YouTube video on a completely unestablished channel is not something someone who has experienced real economic hardship does.
I sure shit ain't gonna do it.
Media is not only for his callous perspectives concerning poor people and for what is generally despicable attempt to LARP as pathetic, but also because of the tantrum he descends into the course of defending himself.
I'm not going on a fucking crusade, okay?
Okay, and to give you an idea, this guy's temper is like always like this. This man is like 100% all the time turned to fucking 13. Like, he has had a couple conversations in which they were actual conversations. They were with people he was very, 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 very friendly with. So that's why he didn't blow up. But then he gets into a couple conversations where he don't look so good and he snaps to 100 fast. Like, he has a temper. And it's not like vitriolic. It's not like crass. It's not like evil. He just goes from like literally like talking like I am to you now to screaming at the top of his lungs like he is a child on a playground. That is Doomer in a nutshell.
Twitter is going on a crusade against me, and I'm defending myself. Okay, I didn't want to fucking do this. Okay, I'm defending myself because I gave lukewarm fucking takes, and every fucking dipshit with a rose in their fucking Twitter bio started talking shit. Okay.
This will become a hallmark of an appearance. Cannot handle even the mildest pushback or disagreement without flying into a screaming rage and quitting the conversation. And this is what DoomerMedia does. He decides that he can't take the heat, and he informs his client over Discord that he has had enough of being a public figure. His audience is stupid. There's no way to communicate in this medium, and so he will not be completing the Hassan. Now, DoomerMedia, to his credit, acknowledges that obviously he has to pay his client back for the work he prepaid for, and even offers to do so. Good, right? Except none of this, and a mere month later, DoomerMedia will delete all of his socials and ghost his client. Fast forward 2 years. Vosh is widely condemned and ridiculed after he accidentally exposes a folder containing grotesque pornographic depictions of underage girls. DoomerMedia returns to content creation to do a victory lap, appearing frequently on stream panels and even making an over...
That still sounds nicer than Horse Lolly, I'm not gonna lie.
45-minute long follow-up video to Vosh is unironically evil, congratulating himself for making the definitive Vosh hit piece.
So he comes back for a victory lap.
Released Vosh is unironically evil, which has come to be known as the definitive Vosh.
Apparently the greatest achievement of DoomerMedia's adult life. He will also do work for other creators, including, ironically enough, working on a Willie Mack video going after Keffels for absconding with money she raised to pursue a lawsuit against the American police.
I feel like she's only saying she's fleeing to justify not working on the lawsuit, which is what most of the money was raised.
And so a month rolls by, and DoomerMedia makes no attempt to reach out to his client from 2 years ago's debt. Until in March of 2024, a friend of the client...
Now, there's a concept here that Twitch poll, YouTube poll does not get that I've noticed. This is a fucking hustle, okay? DoomerMedia got street hustled, basically, here. And I will let President Sunday explain it, but then I'm going to explain it a little more because I want you to understand how it's a street hustle.
Confronts DoomerMedia in DMs, claiming to act as media's client's proxy. DoomerMedia claims that until 2 days prior to this conversation, he had no way to contact his client, and even claims to have already paid back his client in part. He will immediately walk this back, of course, once STV Philly asks for receipts, and will instead claim paid back his client in part with unpaid labor on the other project. The show he was paid $1,800 to do write-ups. The problem is that these are both lies. Concerning DoomerMedia's inability to contact his client to pay him back, this is obviously false, since all DoomerMedia would have to do is create a new Discord or Twitter account and ask somebody else to reconnect him with his client. Profile and username had remained unchanged 2 years ago.
Now
Media would even admit on the channel
we've not reached the hustle yet. There's got to play for a little more, but then I'll explain.
Rules that in fact he knew of ways to client well before 2 days before his conversation with Philly.
That's a weird line. He's not a public. I didn't know how to get in contact with him. There are ways that I could have once I had the money, and obviously I was going to try and. It's not like the easiest thing in the world. It's not like I open up his.
With respect to having paid back his client with additional free labor on the show, this said, by the way, with absolutely zero evidence that any such arrangement agreed upon between him and his client, and is premised on the assumption that he already completed the work on the show if it's paid, because otherwise it wouldn't be additional work and compensation for the stillborn Hassan video, it would just be work he already owes. And DoomerMedia provides no evidence for this either. He will later go on to claim that in fact there is evidence because of the fact that he was paid for this work only upon completion, so that if DoomerMedia hadn't completed the work on the show, he wouldn't have been paid at all. And he repeats this claim in several other places.
There's two different forms of employment. You can get paid an hourly rate, or you can be paid a contract fee when something is done. I was being paid an hourly rate. I was paid the hourly rate after I did the work that I was being paid for. That's why I got multiple payments.
That is wrong.
That wouldn't happen if I was doing a contract. That only happens if you're getting paid hourly. That's why the amounts of money are exact round numbers. It's 800 and 1,000. So I was getting paid $20 an hour for 40 hours and 50 hours of work respectively. And that's why I continued to work on the show for an additional month after the last payment.
The problem is that what DoomerMedia is claiming is impossible, because when we look at his conversations client agreeing to hours paid and the receipts for his payments, what they show is that he was contracted for hours months in advance, and that he was sent.
And if you look at these messages, so this is a key thing that Doomer, for whatever reason, argued very hard for a very long time, and may still even. This conversation takes place October 29th, 2021. It says that we're paying you for 40 hours of work in November. We're going to pay you $800 for that work. So he cannot have possibly done the work yet, because it's for work to be done in November.
Payment on the first of the earliest month for which he...
This screenshot is very interesting, because this is where it kind of gets into breaking down the money. And without going into having you watch like 5-hour freaking streams, it's pretty straightforward. So the first $800 payment you see in the center of the screen, that is the payment that he received in October for work in November. After they reached the end of November, they set up time to make for a meeting, basically saying like, hey, we need to discuss, where we're at with the show and whatnot. He then is paid in January of 2022. So there's not a payment in December. So he basically, you can surmise from the information that you get here, there is no money exchanging hands in December. Okay? This money in January is $1,000, and that is to finish the video. So again, following along, it's kind of a pain in the ass, but you have $2,800 initially for the video. You have $800 that he then gets paid for additional work on the video, and then actually the $1,000 that comes in January is actually $1,000 that's paid towards the show. So that might be the best way to keep things separate, honestly, and make it make sense. This is just a fucked situation. So let's just put it like that: $2,800, and he gets an extra $800, and then come January he gets $1,000. So that's all the money.
He was contract, and despite
And now we're gonna freeze up.
claims that he wasn't
Come on, you can make it.
This is the specific language used by his client agreement. DoomerMedia agrees to it in that exchange. Additionally, of the work submitted by Doom's client, only one document was actually submitted after his client that he wasn't going to make the Hassan video.
Okay, so in theory, the $1,000 that he gets paid in January is for this work. It's absurd. I'm not about to get into it, but this is basically 20 pages of treatments, and these treatments are like, I could have written all 20 pages probably in a day or two. Like, it is rudimentary.
And this is only 2 days after, meaning that DoomerMedia had no time to do any work, which means it is impossible that this was the additional work he claims to have done for free to make up for the other failed project. And you can see the dates here. This is the last submitted piece of work by DoomerMedia, and it was sent at the latest 2 days after DoomerMedia tells his clients that he's going to cancel his ongoing projects and leave the internet. Returning to the STV Philly con, however, eventually STV Philly is successful in getting DoomerMedia to agree to pay back his client in monthly installments of $500.
Here comes the hustle.
For a period of 6 months. But after DoomerMedia fails to reach out to his client to confirm this, Philly decides that he doesn't have the intention to pay the money back, and speaks to yours truly on to expose him. Having had the situation explained to me and being shown media in which the latter arrogantly leads all responsibility on the grounds that he wasn't personally involved, I agree that DoomerMedia is unlikely based on his track record to actually intend to pay back the thousands of dollars client, if indeed. Following my conversation, DoomerMedia immediately goes live on another stood by a creator, JStock, for whom he happens to be a Discord and channel moderator. In direct contradiction,
And they're very close friends too.
Acknowledgement to STV Philly that he owed the money, and his messages to his client that he has to pay the money back, and his offers to pay it back with interest. DoomerMedia insists on JStock's stream that he doesn't actually get any money at all, since his client was in fact just a patron and a donor, and that he wasn't actually paid for any work, and that therefore DoomerMedia's agreement to pay back the money in installments of $500, or indeed any money at all, was merely out of the goodness of his own heart.
Almost at the hustle.
So let me clear a couple things up. First of all, I don't owe money because I didn't borrow money, okay? If you give a content creator money, like through Patreon or whatever, there's not an understanding that like you have a legal obligation that you're gonna pay them back, okay? I'm paying them back because I'm not a dickhead. I don't need to pay them back.
Not only, once again, is this in direct contradiction to the interactions we just saw between Media and his client. Incredibly, we also learned from this conversation where Media owed other people money as well, and that his client from 2 years ago, despite paying him thousands of dollars for which he saw no return whatsoever, was just the lowest priority.
So like, I knew I was always gonna fucking pay people back, right? I think in those DMs, there's a thing where I'm like, I have people that I told about this like 6 months ago that I was gonna pay them back, and like, so the basic situation is, I just finished paying back somebody else. I have like, this is the last debt that I basically have. And I was always planning to pay this fucking dude back, right?
During this call, JStock suggests bringing STV Philly on to discuss the matter, and DoomerMedia offers to pay the first $500 that night if STV Philly decides to appear.
Oh, Justical.
What's up?
If you can get STV Philly to join the call, I'll make the first payment right now.
Okay. Philly, if you're really committed to this guy getting paid back, okay? First
Yeah,
payment will be made right now if you can jump
sort
on
it
the
out
call.
right now, buddy.
Explain what's going on.
Presumably, this is so that STV Philly can be dogpiled in a space-friendly media so that Doomer can save face for essentially scamming this client out of own money.
Almost there.
STV Philly does in fact go on stream, but this payment. Throughout the conversation, DoomerMedia's sole argument defense is that because he made an agreement with STV Philly to pay $500 per month starting in April, it is in fact now STV Philly that is since he didn't that agreement. But this is where DoomerMedia's continued refusal to contact the person who was actually his client, to whom he actually owed money, starts to cause problem. Unbeknownst to me at the time, during my conversation with STV, DoomerMedia finally did message his client for the first time in 2 years, saying he already agreed to pay back them, and that if his client wants his money back, he needs to call off his friend from calling him a liar and a scammer. We also learned from this screenshot that DoomerMedia was already sharing a Discord server with his client. A Discord server DoomerMedia happened to be a moderator, so that we have additional proof that DoomerMedia could have reached out to his client at any time, since, as said before, his client's username was the exact same one it was prior. When the client fails to respond in a timely fashion, media does something absolutely insane, and actually threatens, saying that he will not be protecting his privacy anymore unless the people criticizing him, who are apparently all his client's proxies, are silent. When the client does respond, he actually denies that he had approved the plan offered by STV Philly, and says that while he is grateful for STV Philly's friendship and attempt to act on his behalf, he was mistaken in implying that any payment plan had in fact been agreed to by the client, or that he had agreed to STV Philly acting as his proxy.
And we have reached the end of the hustle. Now, it doesn't sound like there's that big of a fucking hustle there, right? Like, how the fuck do you work somebody over? This was fucking street level genius, let me tell you. Okay, here's how the hustle worked. Basically, STV Philly is friends with the person who is string puller. Basically, you'll see is the person on screen. Okay, so STV Philly and string puller are friends. String puller is the one that's owed money from DoomerMedia. Being a good friend, STV Philly is like, I'll try and get this fucking money back from my friend. Will be it. You know, maybe the guy's just been bitching about it for fucking 2 years. Whatever. And he's sick of hearing his friend complain about this. And he's like, I'm going to get my friend's money back. So he sees good old DoomerMedia doing his victory lap. And he's like, okay, we'll see if he reaches out. He doesn't reach out. So he's like, all right, I'm going to do this. He comes up with this genius fucking plan. He goes to Doomer and says, hey, Doomer, I'm here on behalf of String Puller. You know, the guy you owe $5,000 to? Well, not technically, it's like 4,600, but you know the guy you owe $5,000 to? Well, I'm here because you owe him money. And DoomerMedia's like, yeah, well, you don't understand. You don't understand the whole logistics of the whole situation. But yes, I planned on paying him back. Okay, well, Doomer, let's come up with a payment plan. How about $500 a month? Do you think you pay $500 a month? Do you think that's within your budget to pay $500 a month? Yeah, I could probably pay $500 a month. Okay, great. You know, we'll set it up for that. And then he never says anything to String Puller, right? He's like, oh, we'll see. If he's a reasonable person, he'll reach out and he'll say, hey, look, you know, I came to an agreement with your proxy and I'm going to do the $500 a month thing. And how can we set this up to get this taken care of and straightened out? That is what STV wanted to have happen. Now, Doomer doesn't fucking do it. Okay? So now he's like, gives him a week. He's like, all right, you've had enough time to sit there and fucking firm this plan up with my buddy. And since you're not going to do it, I'm going to implement stage 2 of the plan. Stage 2 of the plan is I'm going to go to a guy that dislikes you. And how do we know that President Sunday dislikes DoomerMedia? Well, back when the old Vosh video came out, President Sunday and Doomer actually got into quite a bit of a back and forth on it and even had a debate and everything else. Well, this kind of caused some bad blood. So you can see now STV Philly going to President Sunday is gonna irk the guy a little bit. And I have an inkling that STV Philly knew it would bother DoomerMedia enough that he would go run into his friends and start running in his mouth. Well, he went to his friends and started running his mouth and ran his mouth on stream. The funny part was, in all of this, it kind of pushed DoomerMedia to contact this guy, you know, whether it was intentional or not. No matter what, at that point, Philly's kind of at a win-win. where he's already gone public with it. So even if he tries to hide from it, now people know it's out in the air because he knows President Sunday don't like the dude. He knows President Sunday ain't gonna let this shit go. So he's gonna get pressure from President Sunday on this. And then Doomer, being a goddamn dumbass, sits there and runs to JStalk server, which if you're really keen on stuff and you really paid attention and all of that, when President Sunday is talking about it, he talks about, hey, DoomerMedia is a mod in a server for his friend JStalk that he goes on his stream. You know what's else kind of funny? The guy, when he talks to him here, String Puller, when you look at the initial messages, he's talking about, hey, there's a server that they're together in, and he's a mod in that server. Whose server do you think that is? I bet you it's fucking JStalk server. So I'm guessing, this is just sheer speculation on the hustle, is that STV Philly already knew about that, and because he already knew String Puller, he already knew DoomerMedia, he knew they were in this server together. So, you know, there's a little speculation there that maybe he knew that he could push him in this way. But either way, Doomer, being a fucking idiot, sits there and reaches out to String Puller now and says, hey, call your fucking dogs STV Philly off my ass. Otherwise, I'm not paying you $500 a month. I'm not paying you shit. And basically is pressuring him and shooting off like rapid fire fucking messages like a goddamn machine gun. And well, unfortunately for String Puller here, or fortunately, no matter what way you look at it, he doesn't answer in time. And so Philly's like, he doesn't give a shit. He says in that fucking show, and I could show you, he's like, I have no fucking dog in this fight. You didn't reach out to my friends, so I thought it was fucking suspect. Now, meanwhile, Doomer has contacted String Puller, fired off his rapid fire messages. He didn't answer quick enough, so now he's like, hey, I'm not fucking paying you a cent. Go fuck yourself. Okay. Well, now this guy's like, well, let me tell you a thing or two. First of all, STV Philly, while he's a good friend, I never gave him proxy. So the whole deal you made up was bullshit to begin with. There was no fucking deal. But now I'm going to tell you the fucking deal. You have two options. Pay a lump sum of $3,000, ironically the amount that he said he would pay back no matter what to STV Philly. Or you're going to make two consecutive payments. First for 70% of the money, $2,100, and then $900. And that's what you can see below. And he basically agrees to doing, I believe he ends up agreeing to making the, no. He agreed to Philly making the payment on April 15th. But now the deal has changed and he did not agree to this. So he's lying to all of his friends saying, oh no, I committed, I'm going to pay $500 starting April 15th. Meanwhile, the deal is already fucking reneged. It's been pulled off the fucking table. And so now Doomer's fucking hung out to dry, and he looks like an asshole. But the only person that knows is Doomer. Nobody else knows that Doomer looks like an asshole right now. Not even Nicholas Diorio, who happened to be on JStalk stream. You know who else happened to be on JStalk stream? Fucking Willie Mac. And a couple other people that were of interest. President Sunday, STV Philly, JStalk, DoomerMedia, Destiny is on there at one point. And then you got Nick Diorio and you got Willie Mac. And what's really funny is if you watch that stream in full, and it's a bit of a slog, but it's kind of fucking funny. You find out that it actually looks like the whole drama's resolved on that stream. It looks like DoomerMedia walks away looking like a fucking champ. But little does he know, everything's going to fall apart 2 days later when he gets this message. So it was a pretty clever hustle by this friend to get his friend his money back no matter what. He got him a pretty good fucking guarantee. He got him a real strong guarantee. And what's really funny is it's all Doomer's fault. But Doomer is a fucking idiot, like I said. And what he's going to do from here on out is he's going to fucking run around like a goddamn idiot, screaming his fucking bloody head off because only he knows that he looks like an idiot. But he cannot tolerate that.
This is something DoomerMedia would have learned immediately had he done the basic due diligence of verifying with the client that he had actually agreed to the terms discussed between himself and Philly. The client says that after consulting with the CEO of his company, what he is actually willing to accept is either a single payment of $3,000 by April 15th or two payments, respectively, that amount on April 15th for the first payment and May 15th for the second. DoomerMedia responds by declaring that he will not pay any of them, insisting once again, against all the evidence that we have seen and his own words, that there was no money, and that he is without any obligations to his client, and in fact, that there was no connection between the funds paid to him and the show, which is of course completely belied by the fact that DoomerMedia explicitly contracted hours he paid, and has attempted to invent additional hours for the show.
I intended to repay him $3,000 right there, black and white, from Doomer on this screenshot. I just want to point that out, okay? What is just so hilarious in this drama is you're going to realize that this guy, Doomer, on top of thinking that he's got the upper hand, that nobody knows the story like him, is he has no proof. He deleted everything. The only proof is all coming from the side that wants him to pay this fucking money back. So all these screenshots, all this shit that you're seeing, it's all coming from the guys that want their money back. And they've just been torturing Doomer with this because information is just slowly coming out little by little.
The show, which he hasn't actually worked at all, to pay off the Hassan video, effectively putting both projects into the same pot. DoomerMedia later retaliated against his client by exposing his username JStockStream.
And notice his attitude there. He's pretty cocky.
Now, is exposing a Discord user particularly serious? Not usually, no, it's just a Discord username, but what it represents is DoomerMedia attempting to lash out at his client with whatever petty means are at his disposal.
Which isn't
He's doing
much.
as well as he can on his threat to quote-unquote no longer protect the personal information of his client, someone who he owes thousands of dollars to, someone who he ghosted for over 2 years, establishing that if anyone enters into a business with DoomerMedia and finds themselves either unsatisfied with his work or, as in this case, simply having their money stolen by him, he will weaponize the trust that his clients put in him against. So to recap, in 2021, DoomerMedia accepts roughly $4,600 to complete 2 projects for a client. One, a video critique of Hassan Piker in the style of DoomerMedia's previous video, Vosh is the Evil. The other, a treatment for a show which will also never be completed. DoomerMedia fails to deliver on either of these for months, few pages before finally informing his client, and 2, that he can no longer do the work and will have to. He offers to do so with interest. DoomerMedia then deletes all of his socials and ghosts his client without any will make no attempt to reach out. 2 years later, in 2024, DoomerMedia returns to content creation and makes personal content for himself, as well as working for others on other media projects without making any attempt to pay back a client. STV Philly, a friend of the client, confronts DoomerMedia, during which DoomerMedia lies and partially repaid and eventually agrees to pay back the money over a period of 6 months for the Hassan video only. STV Philly, unconvinced that DoomerMedia and money back, exposes him on my stream for absconding the client paid a job. DoomerMedia goes onto the stream of someone he mods for and claims he never owed the money at all and that it's an act of kindness on him. STV Philly goes on stream to speak to DoomerMedia on the condition that DoomerMedia pay back the first installment of $500 that DoomerMedia offered as a stream. Never happened. That same night, while these streams are taking place, DoomerMedia finally messages and demands that he call STV off if he wants to be repaid.
Yeah, we're still playing.
To threaten his client's privacy when he doesn't respond fast. The client eventually does respond to DoomerMedia 2 days later, and says that there was a misunderstanding, that STV Philly was in fact not the client's proxy and that he never agreed to end plan of $500 per month. The client offers instead either the entire amount of $3,000, in fact quite a bit less than he paid by April, or in 2 payments, one in April, and DoomerMedia responds by saying that he won't repay any of them, and in stark contradiction to his statement's client and to STV Philly, asserts that no money is in fact owed at all, and goes on to expose his client's username on stream in retaliation for his client wanting his money back after DoomerMedia effectively stole it from him years prior. Imagine, if you will, that you're a homeowner and you pay someone to build a deck in your yard, and 2 months later...
By the way, this analogy from Sunday is fantastic. I mean, this is like an A+ fucking analogy. But I still think that fucking STV Philly has pulled off the best street hustle I've ever seen.
He drops some boards in your driveway and then disappears for 2 years. I suppose that after that 2 years, you see him building decks on your neighbor's property, and that when you go to confront him, he says that you have no contract and that he has no responsibility. That's how absurd this situation. I think in light of everything we've covered, that it's crystal clear that Doomermedia is undoubtedly one of the most untrustworthy individuals working in this space. And I use the word working in a very caring way.
Oh god,
Someone who
yes.
feels no sense of obligation.
I've had so many technical... Right now, YouTube is working fantastic. I've struggled for only the past 4.5 hours to get to this point.
Employ him a job. Someone who has total contempt for his audience, who thinks they're stupid. Someone who is willing to lie through his teeth and even threaten the privacy and security of people he takes money.
I had my videos drop down to 144p and they were still freezing. And I had downloaded them. And I was just wanting to play audio. I didn't even have the video on screen anymore.
From, in order to protect his own ego and his own wallet. Now, on the basis of all that's been discussed, shown, one could say that Doomer is himself unironically, but to be completely honest with you, I think it would be much more accurate to say that Doomermedia is unironically pathetic.
Oh, and we know that drove him wild. That drove Doomer wild when he heard that. Okay, so this stuff gets really funny from here on out. So there's, we can go into the JStalk stream, which, that's a long one to get into, and based on YouTube's track record tonight, I don't know how much I want to get into it. I'm not going to play this one. This 45-minute video, I'm going to have in the playlist. It basically is SDV Philly and President Sunday going through all the DMs that you just seen. Yeah, YouTube was awful. But yeah, JStalk, this one is really, really good. There's a couple really good portions through this because it's just so funny how everybody kind of walks away from this call. And I would almost say that President Sunday and STV Philly kind of look a little like they were a little overpowered going against Doomermedia. Like they came out guns blazing and they didn't need to. And it just goes off the rails from here. So let's I think we're gonna play this video and then we'll probably play this video. I'm just gonna do select parts from the 4.5 hour one. We'll see how YouTube goes, and then we'll do some select parts from the hour and 40. That's really where it gets funny, but there's a lot of recounting in this one, so we can skip a bit. But Queeman basically dismantles this dude. All right, we are going to pause immediately, and I'm going to because we don't really need to see much until somewhere in here.
Internet was gone for like a couple months. I don't really know.
I started paying them back by doing work.
Okay.
On the show and
Okay. Right in here.
There's an ethical reason to pay
Don't you start your shit. Don't you start your shit. Close chat.
them back if you haven't done that work.
it wasn't to do work.
Okay.
Like so there's two separate things.
So he starts out initially saying it wasn't to do work. I paid $5,000. It wasn't to do work though.
He gave me for the Hassan video, and then there's the stuff I did for his show. All the stuff I did for his show, I did all the work before I got paid.
This is what it's been doing all night.
There's no impropriety there at all. There's literally nothing to talk about. The only thing that's relevant there is that I told them I wasn't going to make the Hassan video, and then I started paying them back by doing work on the show and like not accepting money. They would have continued paying me, but like I basically gave up my own salary to start paying back the Hassan stuff. Now, like personally, I always pay people back. I don't care about money that much. It's very, very important to me to pay people back. It's like it's just a value that I have. So like I knew I was always gonna fucking pay people back, right? I think in those DMs there's a thing where I'm like, I have people that I told about this like 6 months ago.
Typically, I'm just able to play them on YouTube. This is the first night I've ever had a problem with playing videos like this, Abby. Like, honestly, like, Christ, I've even upgraded the wireless card in my computer and everything. Like, there should not be an issue. And it's really funny because if you watch my background, you'll see my little guys bouncing around just fine. So it's not a bandwidth issue or anything like that. And I've not dropped any frames. I literally have 0 drop frames right now for the past hour. This is solely something going on with YouTube, and it's frustrating.
That I was going to pay them back, and like, so the basic situation is I just finished paying back somebody else. I have like this is the last debt that I basically have. And I was always planning to pay this fucking dude back, right? Like, I could go if I really need to.
What's
talk to other people and be like,
What's really funny is when I work remote. I worked remote today. I worked through a VPN. I thought I was troubleshooting with my friend. We thought that there's tunnel issues just because like I was bogging really bad. So it could be ISP issues. I mean, honestly, it could be. It's just I don't know what it is. I even pulled like my ups and downs, and like my downloads were 250 megabytes per second. My ups were 280, and my latency was like 17 milliseconds.
hey, remember 6 months ago when I told you I was going to pay this other person back? Like, there's evidence of that. It's not just some random thing that I decided because I got confronted. Something that I was always planning to do. But like trying to frame this as though like I got paid to do a job and then didn't do it. It's not really what happened at all. And like just almost all the details that dude was saying on Sunday stream are wrong because that STV Philly wasn't there. He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about.
Okay. So what did he say? Do you want to go over the clips on Sunday stream and see what he was saying?
I mean, we would just need to go through, we would need to go through it. I mean, the biggest thing is that you can read the DMs. It's very, very clear. We come to an agreement where I was going to pay them on April 15th. So why is he going on a stream saying that I'm a liar? There's no opportunity for me to be a liar. What are you talking about?
Sure. So are we comfortable putting those DMs on the screen? And also,
Yeah.
I would try to see what
go ahead.
DMs he leaked to Sunday, because I would like to see if he intentionally. So somebody made a post basically with the DMs that he leaked to Sunday, and I would like to see if he just incorrectly leaked the DMs to Sunday, like basically lied about what was being said to Sunday, because that would be interesting to me, basically. So let me.
Yeah, and
pull
by the way,
this up.
they're clearly drama farming. They didn't just contact you. They contacted other people that I'm friends with that do drama.
Yeah, I'm using OBS. I've gone through 3 stream keys. Well, technically 4. The first one was my fault because I was stupid and didn't get the stream key in correctly. But I've gone through 3 stream keys for all 3 of these streams tonight. Like this stream key has been up for almost an hour. Like it's not even the same stream key. Like if you look, I've got 3 different lives that I've gone through tonight, and all 3 were different stream keys each time. Because I use Restream with everything too, because I'm trying to do it across platform. And I figured there's either something that's got to be going on with YouTube, because Jim and I were talking earlier and we were troubleshooting a little bit, and he said that he's got premium and he was having the same issues with buffering.
Content. And apparently,
And I never buffer.
God knows how many fucking people the STV Philly's running around to in the goddamn DMs talking to. Like, what the fuck?
He wasn't running around to anybody. He was running around to one guy, and he went to one guy because he knew it would piss you off. It could have. I don't know. Because it was even doing it like without OBS even running connected to anything. It did it a couple times on. Okay, when I tested the video, I'm like, oh, it's gonna work. It was working better, and it has been working better. Like I wasn't able to do this pause and talk thing before. That's how bad it was. Like I would get playing and would have like, it took us probably 45 minutes to an hour to go through a 20-minute video. It was infuriating. Thankfully, I can talk to myself very well. But we're gonna skip all this because they kind of run through all the DMs. We're gonna wait for Nick to come in because it gets a little interesting right here.
Checking it out. Wish
Yeah, Jory, you can come on. We're in the
Yeah,
call-in
sure.
channel, Jory.
Yeah, you can. I think you can just jump in directly, Nicholas.
But yeah, anybody can attest that this is miles ahead of where we were
Chud have
running through
50
that.
subs. He's a big streamer. Yeah, Chud gets a couple thousand. Like he's breaking towards 2,000 concurrent right now. It's pretty big. in
Hey
my opinion.
gamers.
What's up, Nicholas?
Hey, yeah, I watched it live. I think everyone else did around the same time when President Sunday was streaming. My initial take was that it seemed like this was written really nicely, like, oh, bring some integrity back to the community, but it was just
I have no idea who the popcorn chick is. She just literally loops the entire time.
yeah, whatever, to maybe I don't know about gather DMs because it seems like Sunday showed them by mistake. It seems like that was very proactive by Sunday before you got, confirmation from Philly to show them at all. But it just seemed like weird to set a date to pay and then expose Doomer a week later.
So that's basically the take that you're going to see a lot of people have in this call. Willie's going to have that same take. Queenman kind of gets talked into having the same take, although he's a little more aggressive, but he's kind of meh. I don't know. It was kind of lukewarm in this argument. I mean, he wasn't looking to attack him. He wasn't looking to rip his throat out. Not like later. Later it gets bad. But I want to go and jump ahead because I want to. Okay, Sunday's in the call here. Boom. Okay. So at this point, now mind you, Doomer's already made his pledge of like, hey, look, and Nick was there for it. Hey, look, if we can get STV Philly on here, we'll talk about this. And in the meantime, Willie Mack jumps in, and basically they're kind of filling time right now because STV Philly was putting his kids to bed, is what he said.
To pay him, and they're going to do a collaboration in the future. Apparently, I'm guessing it's going to end up being fine.
Okay, cool.
Also, STV Philly, the original accuser, and President Sunday are here now, ready to go.
All right. Do you want us to peel out so you guys can 2v2, or do
You
you
guys-
want like?
Well, I mean, I can just moderate. You guys can hang out if you want. I feel
Yeah,
like
I'll just mute and hang for a bit, and then if I feel like I can't say anything, I'll just dip.
yeah, there you go. All right,
Yeah.
Philly and Sunday here at last.
Yo,
Mighty ho.
How's it going, guys?
I'm chilling.
Congrats,
I'm
we're all
having-
blackballed. By the way, everyone's blackballed in this call.
Yeah, you might be.
Willie
I
Mack,
don't know if
that-
Sunday's on
that
the list or
debate
not
was
yet.
Leeds,
I'm
Willie
actually
Mack,
white
bro.
technically.
Yeah, what's up, Philly? It's been a minute, dude.
What's up, bro?
My
so,
God.
Doomer, I hear you have some issues with what's going on. What would you like to say? Because I have a lot.
This is where Doomer goes to 100 real quick. Now, like, you've seen a couple of clips and stuff that I've just shown you. He's not yelling at all. He's kind of talking. Like, he's even talking all the way up to the point that these guys come in the call. Watch his fucking attitude right here.
Say the real
Yeah,
quick.
sure. So let me just read some DMs. Okay, pay the man back. I will drop everything.
It's already a little agitated.
$500 a month or 6 months starting on April 15th. Okay, that's perfect. He says thanks, no hard feelings. Thanks for having integrity.
And then you DM'd the guy you owed the money to, right? Then you DM'd the guy you owed the money to, right?
Why would I do that when he doesn't want to talk to me? He's talking to me through a proxy, you fucking
do you mean
moron.
he doesn't
Why
want
would
to
I
talk
DM
to
him?
Well, hang on. You didn't want to talk you through a proxy. You ghosted him.
If he wanted to talk to me, he could talk to me.
This is actually kind of important, though. I just want to pin on this really, really fast. He
Okay,
would've paid you.
mute Sunday,
He would've
mute
paid you
Sunday,
through the
mute
internet,
fucking
right?
Sunday.
There we
We're
are.
not gonna mute him. We're not going to mute him.
We have reached 100 that quick.
But Sunday, you're going to have to chill and let other people talk, or
Well,
else
I-
I'm going
I
to have to
asked a
start
direct
muting you.
question.
I'm
I'm
just
not
giving you a
having it.
warning
I'm
right
not
now.
having this right now. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
Are you? I had to turn you down a little bit. I turned you back up. I turned you down a little bit because your mic is way louder than
Every-
everyone else's.
every fucking time.
How about
I
you
don't.
be a fucking
I
pussy
don't
this
believe
time?
you're
Let me know when
you are
I'm filling.
louder than anyone else. I think you're coming through my OBS at the same level as everyone else.
That is just how Sunday do. So, watching chat, so I'll know if I'm DoomerMedia. I just have one question. You claim that you
Wait.
I'm not
Answer his
responding
question
to anything.
first.
I'm not
Answer his
responding to
question
anything
first.
you say until you answer my fucking question.
I'm gonna ask one question and I'm gonna be quiet for the next.
I just want you to answer his question first, and then
That's
you
a
can
good deal.
talk.
He wasn't
You just
asking-
answer his
wasn't
question
asking.
first, and then you can talk.
What was the question?
Yeah, everything was sorted. Why the fuck did you go and start drama on a live stream when we already had an agreement? You said
That's
you
just
wouldn't
how-
do that.
I'm gonna answer you. That's just how Sunday did.
No, I'm talking about you. Talking about Philly.
Philly do that way some too.
Notice now, these guys have screamed that Sunday needs to answer this question. Sunday just gives them like the most fucking vanilla answer ever. That's just how I do. And like, they immediately change tactic and go, no, I wanted Philly to answer. I don't know.
Well, hold on.
I just thought that was
have a question.
funny.
Yeah, I would love to know.
So, if you would have made any attempt to contact this person, then what the fuck would I have to say, right? But you made zero attempt, and I'm gonna be honest.
Wait.
with you,
No,
bro.
you're talking about shit that happened beforehand, okay? We resolved this. We had an agreement. You said you were dropping everything. You said that everything was resolved, okay?
That's cool.
You're talking about what I did before then
wait,
does
let me
not
ask-
matter.
We both answered. I would like to ask my question. Doomer.
Go ahead,
No,
Sunday.
it's not.
Doomer.
No, it's.
Thank you.
I can
Doomer.
come back to this line of questioning in 2 seconds.
Yeah,
sir.
sure.
Go
sure.
ahead.
This one is evergreen. Doomer, you claimed no way in the past. I can't.
I
help
don't
but
know
wonder.
$5,000.
I can't help. I can't
The
help. but
number's
wonder.
3,200, isn't it? 2,800? 2,800.
Thousands
No.
of dollars. Let's say
5,000.
thousands of dollars. Okay. The
Okay.
person you owe thousands of dollars. 2 years you couldn't. You ghosted them initially because they were DMing. But you claimed in your conversation that you could not reach them no matter, like disappeared. That your hands were tied. You couldn't find them. Just
Didn't
it was
say
that.
that. I said I didn't know how to contact him.
Doomer,
But
you got
here's my hang
Oh my
on.
god, bro.
But here's my
don't understand.
question though. Here's my question. Would you not have a record of the transaction? Like, would you not have, for example, their
Yep, I said that earlier. I said it's possible that if I had contacted that PayPal, I could have gotten in contact with him. I said that earlier.
So you just neglected to check literally any avenue available to pay this. You
No,
just
I was
chilled
gonna
for
pay them
2
back.
years.
No, I
On
was
what
going to send the money back
evidence?
to
On
their
what
PayPal.
evidence? Why would anyone
I
believe you
don't-
pay anybody
I
back?
I
On
don't
what
care,
evidence,
Sunday.
Doomer?
Everybody believes
You
me
didn't
except
pay
for
him
you.
back for
You're a
2
fucking
years.
retard. No one
No.
cares what you think.
On you didn't pay this person back for 2 years. You didn't give them a word of explanation. Show me the tweets where you're asking people, hey, help me contact this guy. I can't find him. Little old me.
I don't-
I'm just a
okay.
boomer. I don't understand how the computer
I
works.
didn't do that because this person values their privacy and doesn't want to get their shit blown up.
Really?
Okay?
Because it seems like they went to STV Philly with and allowed them to share screenshots of conversations because you ghosted them and they wanted to know what the fuck happened to their $5,000.
Oh, Sunday! I'm so glad you brought that up. We already sorted all of that out. We had a payment
How?
plan in
What the
place.
fuck does it deal with me?
No, hang on.
does
You
it
don't have
deal
a
with
payment
me?
plan in place.
What the fuck do you mean how? Are you reading the fucking DMs? You leaked your own DMs?
Why?
What does it deal with me?
Doomer, you only spoke to STV.
This is when I knew, like, after watching all this stuff initially, like, and hearing that part, what does a deal with me mean? That this man set him up for a grade A chef's kiss of a fucking hustle. And it was just immediate, like, I sat there and I was like sitting up in bed, like, holy shit, they hustled this dude and he has no fucking clue. And a lot of these people have no fucking clue. Now, mind you, I also don't think that President Sunday has a clue that he got kind of used in this, not in a bad way. Sunday comes out looking like a fucking champ in this, okay? Especially after this guy gets spurred out and dressed down, especially by Queeman. But they walk away looking like a little bit beaten at the end of the day with this conversation. Mind you, it didn't help that Destiny came in and they had to reiterate the entire conversation because Destiny had no fucking clue of what was going on. But and then he also like ADD'd like twice in the middle of a conversation. But they kind of all come away with the same idea of like, well, it's kind of jumping the gun to come out with this stuff because April 15th, if you hadn't noticed, hasn't come yet.
Philly, and only when he called you out. And when he called you out, by the way, your reaction wasn't to go, oh yeah, sorry, life got the better of me. I'm gonna sort that out right now. Your reaction was to tell him, hey,
Wait,
fuck off,
that
mind
is
your
hold on.
business.
That is literally what happened. We just read
And you
the
still have
DMs.
not, and you
Wait,
still
Sunday,
have
you understand
not.
we just read the DMs. Sunday, you gotta answer me. You understand we read the DMs on screen, right? And that's
you
exactly what
clearly misread-
happened? That's
Well, you
exactly
clearly
what
misread
happened.
them.
Doomer said,
Well,
hey,
well,
I
no,
don't want to...
because the
Hold on.
intro-
He said,
the
I don't...
Sunday is the equivalent of a fucking shard of wood shoved under the fingernail of Doomer. Like, that is honestly how, like, he reacts to Sunday at any given point in time. I think it's fucking hilarious.
I don't want to talk to
The
you.
intro-
And then the guy said, and this is also why he didn't message him back. STV Philly said, he doesn't want to talk to you. He's busy. I'm here now. That's what
I didn't
STV
say
Philly
he
said.
doesn't want to talk to you. I did not say he does not want to talk
He
to you.
didn't say he's busy. What are you talking? I'm looking at them right now.
I'm saying
I'm
that's
gonna read it to
okay.
you.
That's
I'm
what
gonna
he's.
read it
That's
to
what
you.
he intimated. Absolutely, is
No,
what he
he didn't.
intimated.
I'm gonna read it to you right
It
now.
is 100%.
Hey, Doomer, I'm gonna read it to you right now. Hey, Doomer. Hello, I believe you have something to say to me. Yes, can you talk to me at someone's stream? Why would I talk to you? Da-da-da-da. STV Philly says, I'm serving as this person's proxy because his time is valuable and I have all. That's not him saying he's busy, he won't communicate with. That's him saying, this person...
Saying I'm the
doesn't have-
proxy.
This person
What does
doesn't
proxy
have-
mean?
This person doesn't have the time to
What does
hunt
proxy
this
mean?
person down.
Can we define
This
proxy?
person doesn't
Just
have-
define
this
proxy for me,
person-
Sunday. Just define proxy for me.
Someone's personage in negotiating some kind of arrangement with somebody else.
Okay. So wait, they were negotiating together, the proxy
Yes.
and Doomer, and they came to an
Yes.
agreement. Why does Doomer have to go around the proxy to let the other guy know about the agreement?
Well, first, because he doesn't have confirmation that this person is his proxy at this juncture. All he has is STV Philly, and his only motive in that
So,
conversation is
so
to tell
either
him-
the guy
How does he know
doesn't
I'm not
exist
about
and
to
he's gonna
scam
pay him
him?
back,
How
or the
he
guy
know
does
I'm not
exist
about
and he's
to-
gonna
what,
pay him back.
me?
How is
Doomer,
that
were you gonna
bad?
pay me? Doomer, were you gonna pay me?
He said he was gonna pay back the original PayPal, you stupid
I
fuck.
said I was gonna pay it back to the
Really?
fucking
Wait,
PayPal,
wait,
you
the
fucking
original-
idiot!
Wait, hang on. The original PayPal you didn't know about, Doomer, like you just said?
How's he
I
gonna pay
didn't.
back
Oh
if
my
he doesn't
god!
know?
I
The
can't
original
stand
PayPal
Sunday.
you
He
just
just
said you didn't
lies.
know about, which is
I
why
said
you
I
didn't pay
did
it back
know
in 2
about it.
years. No, you didn't
Doomer.
say you knew about it.
I
You just
said
you
I
didn't
He
know
literally
about it.
said in this conversation he knew
Sunday,
about it
can I
multiple
just-
times,
okay.
Sunday.
He said in this conversation when I just asked him that he didn't know how. He didn't
No,
know how to
he
pay him
didn't.
back through that. He
He
didn't
said
know to
he-
look for it.
He said he could have through the original PayPal. He said that to you directly.
Okay, all right, let's just go through the DMs.
Do you not
How
recall
about
him
that?
saying this?
Why
Wait.
couldn't he through the original PayPal? He closed his PayPal?
He
What?
literally said he could have done that. Obviously, something was going on in his
Okay,
life.
there's
I don't
another-
know exactly what was
there's
going
another-
on.
Okay, there's
What
another.
are you
Wait,
saying?
wait!
You're
Shut,
just-
everyone
you're
shut
just-
up! Everyone shut
You're just
up!
letting this spurging cretin, pardon my language, guys. You're just letting this cretin just say, no, guys, of course I'd pay back the money. I have no
What the
history
fuck
of
are you
paying back
talking
money, and the
about?
only instance we have before us is me not paying back for 2 years. But of course I'll pay back the money. You're just taking that on faith.
There is
you
another
fucking
instance,
moron.
apparently, also.
What other
Another
instance? Has he shown you
what?
any evidence of this at all?
He hasn't yet, but
okay.
he's
No.
clearly laid it
Has
out
he-
that
has
this
he
has
shown
happened.
any- Has he shown any evidence to the other person he owes money to?
Okay, if Sunday doesn't shut the fuck up, I'm just gonna start screaming until he stops talking. I'm just letting you know.
Okay,
No,
that
wait,
sounds
no,
good.
no,
I paid $5,000 and you gave him 20 pages of a treatment and a promise to me, not even to him, to me. And you didn't even have the decency to contact this guy and say, hey, listen, I'm sorry.
Okay,
You know,
why?
Philly,
Why
you
would he
understand that
send
you identified yourself
why-
as the proxy, right?
Why would he send you
Because
as
he
his
could-
proxy if he wanted to talk to me directly? He can talk to me directly.
Bro,
Because it was a hustle, man. You got hustled. Like, you just don't realize it. And this JSTOG guy, I don't think could even like conceptualize him getting hustled. Like, it's this stuff gets infinitely more hilarious. Like, he is gonna fucking lose his shit here in just a minute. But I just want to say, like, mind you, remember, at this time, this little fucking weasel, and I'm using that, yes, because it's his actual fucking avatar, but like this little fucking weasel is actually sitting there rapid firing fucking messages to the guy because he's getting attacked by these two in this chat saying, call your dogs off, I'll pay you the money.
How?
That doesn't make any fucking sense.
How's he gonna talk?
Wait, Philly, hold on. Philly, are you saying he couldn't find him? Philly, are you saying he couldn't find him because he's in public
If
Twitter?
he wants to talk to me, he
I'm
can
out.
talk to me. I'm a
I'm
public
out.
figure. I have a YouTube
I-
channel. I have fucking
heard you.
Twitter. Oh,
Heard
by the way, all right, I'm gonna start leaking.
Boomer?
all right?
No.
I'm gonna start-
Boomer?
No, shut the fuck up.
Can I ask you a
Shut the
question?
fuck
No.
up, Philly.
Can I
Shut the
got it.
fuck
No,
up.
I got a question to ask you,
Shut the
bro.
fuck up. I don't give a fuck
No,
what you have to
listen.
say. Shut the fuck
Listen,
up.
listen,
Stop
no.
talking. Stop fucking talking.
Oh,
I'm not
wait,
gonna sit here and listen to you
wait.
This sounds like an argument that's going to end positively and everybody's going to walk away happy.
Lie and
You're
spew fucking bullshit. I'm going to talk right now, okay?
Here's
I have a
why.
talking
Let
pillow.
it out.
Shut the fuck up.
name
You
one lie.
gonna shut the fuck up? Are you ready to-
If you name a
Okay.
lie,
Hold on.
You're
I'm
talking
flipping a
about
coin. On heads, it's going to be Doomer talks first. On tails, it's going to be STV Philly talks first. Flipping a coin. It's tails. STV Philly, go.
okay. So, Doomer, did he contact you on JStalk's Discord and say something to the effect of, "Hey, I see you're working hard there, Doomer," and basically alluded to the fact that you owe him money and you made some
I think he meant to say talking stick, but
Anything. What are you talking about? Okay, hold on. I'm
It
quiet.
was
Stop.
tails.
Sunday,
It was
shut up.
tails.
Sunday, shut the fuck up.
Hold
Okay,
on,
I'm glad you
he
brought
asked
that
him a
up.
question.
I'm
So
glad
you
you
can
brought
respond
that
to
up.
the question.
I'm glad you brought that up because Sunday just alluded to the entire point of STV Philly being involved was to find me. That's not true because before all of this person is in JStalk's Discord. They can contact me
Doomer,
whenever the
here's
fuck they
the-
want.
okay.
Just Sunday,
Here's
shut
the-
the fuck.
and that's the confirmation there, by the way. That again, President Sunday never says, "Hey, this guy's in JStalk's Discord." He says that Doomer's a mod in the Discord that this guy's in. He says that Doomer's a mod in JStalk's Discord. That was Doomer just totally sitting there saying, "Yep, I'm a mod in JStalk's Discord, and he could have contacted me in here." Now, I'm sorry if you owe me money and I'm like polite and courteous, I would expect you to be like, you're not going to forget that shit. I shouldn't have to remind you as a grown adult. This guy is the same age as me and he's acting like this. That is probably why I find this infinitely more funny. This guy is mid-30s and acting like this.
Here's the problem. Here's the
God.
problem. Here's the
Oh
problem.
yeah,
That's not
I gotta
true because
get
before
that
all of
peek.
This person is in JStalk's Discord. They can contact me
Doomer,
whenever the
here's
fuck they
the-
want.
okay.
Just Sunday,
Here's
shut
the
the fuck up.
problem. Here's the
God.
problem. Here's the problem, Doomer. It doesn't matter why STV Philly this. He could be a tuzzy body. It wouldn't matter. You owe this person $5,000. You disappeared for 2 years. You're a fucking
Don't owe
loser.
them
You're a
$5,000.
fucking loser and a scammer. And I'm frankly shocked you'd show your face. By the way,
you're freaked out calling me a
By the
fucking
way-
liar?
by
Like,
the
bro,
way, I gotta say, you going after people for using food stamps for coffee before work in light of the fact that you're a freeloader who took thousands of dollars to nothing. When, by the way, the thing that they were paying you to imitate, you only made because you paid $1,000 to get 2 other people to write it for you is fucking hilarious. I think personally.
Wait, what are you talking about? Can you say what you're actually talking
He's
about?
alluding to the fact that he didn't write the Vosh.
Talking below or not.
Sunday is on this copium. Okay, so I,
He does. He does sound like a pillow. Oh my god, wait till he starts squealing.
Sunday, shut
Not
the
being
fuck up.
jealous about the Vosh video allegations here, Sunday.
Oh my god.
I am
It's
so
interesting
jealous
that it
of
all
Vosh
comes
video.
back to it.
He is so.
I mean, it just always comes
incompetent.
back to it every single time.
It
It's
does.
funny.
It does. Yes. I
Just
you
Giga
know
Chad
me,
through
like,
it. Just Giga Chad through it. You got it.
Every day
Go
I
for
cry
it.
myself to sleep. I'm
Autistic
I'm just a
retard.
Vosh
Go
fan.
for it.
right
You
now.
got it.
Yeah. Sure thing,
You're
dude.
close
You had to
one
mute
now.
me last time. Why are your balls
Yeah.
so small?
You're an
Um,
autistic loser fuck, Sunday. You're an autistic
Doomer.
loser fuck.
I
Giga
am.
Chad through it. Giga
And
Chad
yet-
through it. You stupid
and yet
bitch.
nonetheless-
Just Giga
and
Chad
yet
through it.
nonetheless-
You stupid autistic
and yet
freak.
nonetheless-
Giga Chad through
and
it.
yet Nonetheless,
Go hard, Sunday.
and yet nonetheless, you had your tail between your legs.
These are all adults.
Doomer.
Sunday, you will literally just continue to talk
Doomer.
and continue to talk until nobody else talks. That doesn't make you a
will.
Giga Chad. It just makes you an autistic retard that nobody wants
Yes,
to be
it
around.
does.
That's why the only place for you is the internet,
Yes,
so you have no friends in real life, you
And
stupid
yet-
autistic freak.
And yet here
Based
I
on-
am. Doomer, very quickly, you didn't just not pay this person back. You were asking for more money to make other videos like the Vosh and the Hassan one
When?
on Patreon. I have the screenshot.
Oh, what's the date?
STV Philly, why don't you? Oh, it's before you didn't Hassan one, but you were already getting more money for other projects.
Well,
Wait,
first,
wait, so
I
you're
would
saying
like
I have a
to show this
Patreon?
feed. Just send him on screen, please. Please block the name out if you can. Find a name to a way to censor the name, but
Why
please
don't
show
you-
this.
Why don't you copy it?
Oh, by the way, if you didn't want his
Based on-
information to get
just give me a
out,
second.
you should have started drama over some dumb fucking
Not
bullshit.
about his-
It was already
Why?
resolved
Why?
for no
Why? Who's gonna
fucking
leak his
reason.
information?
You
Who's gonna leak his
Oh, you
information?
still owed him
What do you mean?
$5,000.
At this point, if this guy continues to bless STV Philly's actions, he getting doxxed is not anybody else's fault.
What do you mean, bless my actions? What are you
If
talking
he's
about?
continuing to,
Actually,
if he's
I don't-
continuing
are
to
you
approve this and
threatening
he's not
Doc
directly
right
going to
now?
do
I
it,
don't think-
I'm saying
I don't
that if
think-
we have to go
I don't
through
think
and
J-Stock-
see his name, his
I don't
identity.
think-
Sorry, I didn't mean dox,
Do
not personal
do
dox.
not-
As
do
in
not-
his
do
internet
not-
persona is what I
Do
meant.
not dox that donor. That would be a big
Yeah.
mistake.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sorry,
that's
I just
not
meant
really
I meant
cool.
his online
And
identity.
You know,
I'm sure,
no,
I'm
and I
sure
want
you meant that. Yeah.
You ever see a situation where Nick's the quiet one?
and I want
I
you know
did.
that would be a huge mistake for you. I just want you to know that.
Little
Don't do
fucking
that.
dog.
Don't do that. I'm not even. I'm not playing. Don't do that.
I'm saying that this guy's using a third party to attack Doomer, and if we have to figure out who he is
We're not
on the
attacking
internet,
him.
whose
We're
YouTube
not
channel
attacking
is,
him.
whatever
Wait,
he's
wait,
doing with
do
all
you
of
even
this,
know?
then we would
Does
have
I didn't
to.
even call him a
This guy-
scammer. I didn't even call him a scammer. I didn't call him a liar. I
You
said I have a
did.
bad
You did.
feeling about it. No, I didn't.
I
You
did.
did.
No,
You
he
not
didn't.
publicly.
I did.
Not
I
publicly.
did.
No, the fuck I
I
didn't.
did.
Has anyone
Send me
who's
a-
not named Philly reached out to the actual person who is owed the money?
I did.
No, you didn't.
Really?
Yeah, tonight.
I did.
At a
I
clock,
just did.
tonight at a clock,
Joe,
bro.
no,
Tonight
just now
at
after
a
being
clock.
called out, that
During-
doesn't count, dude.
During
Too
Sunday
late.
stream is the first time you've ever reached out to him. During Sunday stream. Don't play with me, bro. You don't know. Like you're a liar, bro. Like
That's
there's
not
nothing.
a lie.
else to
That you
say.
just admitted that what I said was correct. Why the fuck are you calling me a liar? You fucking did so. STD Philly.
Because you
This was
told this
all.
man 2 years ago.
Sunday,
You
you're
took
fucking
money from this
This
man
was
2
all
years ago.
resolved. We had a repayment plan. I am
Your
going
pants,
to
my
do
dude,
it.
are on fire.
Listen,
What are you talking?
listen,
This was all resolved.
Doomer. Listen to me. It would have been resolved if you would have.
No, it was resolved.
No.
It was resolved, Philly. It was
Integrity in this
resolved.
whole
You told
Philly-
people it was resolved.
Philly,
You told
you-
J-Stock it was
Yeah,
resolved.
you understand that you were
told Sudlogic it
acting
was
as the
resolved.
proxy, right? Philly, just between
Yes,
you and me, you
I do
understand you were acting as the
understand
proxy,
that.
and that
Yes.
was your
I
job
went
then to
you,
relay the.
and I went
the
to
He suckered him into thinking he was a proxy. It was a sucker. The sucker is the one dressed like a weasel, trying to weasel his way out.
Did
I
you
did
relate
relay
to
the
this guy?
information.
Did you
Yes,
relate to this
yes,
guy the
yes,
negotiations you
yes.
had?
And he said, "I don't believe him."
Then did you
I
relay that
haven't
back to
heard a
Doomer?
word from him.
Then
I
did you
haven't heard a
relay that
word
back to
from him.
Doomer? Did you relay that back to
What are
Doomer?
you talking about?
He gets so
Did you not relay that back to Doomer? You're the
high pitched.
proxy. You identified yourself as the
Really?
proxy.
Guess what?
I
Go
waited a
fuck
week
yourself.
to see.
I'm not
I
paying you
waited a
back.
week
Go eat a
to see
dick.
if Doomer
Fuck
was
you.
going to. I
Wait,
waited
what,
a week
what
to see-
indication did
I
Doomer
waited-
have?
Hold on. He asked me a question.
Hold on. I
The
just need
reason
to
I
ask
didn't
you.
reach out to Doomer was I waited a week to see if he would show one form of integrity, reach out.
I still need to look back at that stream, GG.
to the guy anything.
Integrity. You told me he does not fucking.
He comes in like seriously fucking 5 octaves higher.
Talk to me.
You ran
Why would I
off with
talk
his
to him?
money. I never
What do you
said he didn't
mean?
want to talk to you. I never said he didn't want to talk to you. You ran off
Then
with his
why?
money
Okay,
2 years
then
ago,
if he wants to talk to me, Philly, why doesn't he DM me? I have a Twitter. I have a fucking Discord. Why doesn't he DM me?
Why wouldn't you DM him? You owe him the money. Like it's the same thing you're saying can be said back to you.
All right. Okay.
Okay,
Why-
go
why
ahead.
didn't
You
you
haven't
him for 2
Go ahead,
years,
Philly.
Humor?
You didn't address the question.
I have reason to believe he doesn't want to talk to me.
He
For 2
contacted
years,
you
I think he
in
wants his money back.
bro.
STV, Philly, can you leak me the DMs of him saying that he doesn't trust Doomer,
He's doing fucking lines of helium at this rate.
please.
Okay, there's a lot of DMs I gotta go through.
Just
I'm-
leak me
I'm
the
trying
ones
to
of him
send-
not trusting Doomer after you said, okay, he's gonna pay you back, and then him saying that he doesn't trust him.
This is the dumbest fucking situation in the world.
I have to-
You literally
yeah,
said you will.
Okay, so I wanted to get up to this point. So this is the point where STV Philly kind of looks bad. He spends a lot of time looking for these DMs. Here's the thing. I don't think that DM actually existed. I think STV Philly made a personal judgment call and said he didn't trust Doomer because of how Doomer acted afterwards. And that's why he went to President Sunday. I think this plan was fully STV Philly's. I think it's still a smart plan, though, because look at where it's got him. But we're going to jump ahead here because there's going to be a lot of squealing, a lot of hollering.
I'm a fucking
Why?
cloud-hungry fucking goblin. Okay, I
Wait.
didn't
What
insult
cloud
you.
am I getting off this? Do I produce any content out of this? How am I getting
That's
fucking
sweet.
clout off
Apparently,
of it?
why
What the fuck
why
you
else would
talking
you
about?
do this? Why would you? Again,
Bro,
the situation was
bro.
resolved. Why would you take this into a
Doomer,
public fucking
Doomer,
thing?
Doomer,
You
Doomer.
said
Where
in DMs
am I
you
gonna
weren't going
post
to do
this?
this. You explicitly
Also,
said I will drop everything
just-
in fucking DMs. You explicitly said you wouldn't do this,
Sure.
and then you did.
Not
Doomer,
contact
you're-
him.
you're a
You
fucking
did not
liar.
contact him.
Okay,
You
chill.
did not
Everybody
contact
chill for
him.
2 seconds. STV Philly, do you understand that you probably could have just messaged Doomer and this whole thing like stays private and he goes, oh, you wanted me to message him? I'll do that. You understand that was probably the
Based
case,
off, do you
right?
understand that he ghosted him over 2 years ago?
That
and
doesn't
did not
matter.
contact
You
him
reached out
at
to him.
all
Hold on.
until I
You
reached
reached out to him knowing that. You reached out to him knowing that, and you agreed to something together knowing that, right?
And
And that's a
And he
courtesy
did-
that he doesn't
he
have to
did-
honor Blowing.
Wait,
He's
wait,
an
wait,
Okay,
wait.
well, you can
What
say,
was his
then if
agreement
nobody's
with
honoring their
me?
word, then I don't know what we're doing
I
here.
did not make any deal with DoomerMedia. He does not owe me money. What does his? I'm not the dude's lawyer. I
Yes,
was
you
reaching
said
out-
you were.
you-
I was
you
acting as a
literally-
proxy in that
you literally-
conversation. Not I'm gonna be you pay me and I'll pay him.
You literally
You're gonna
made
pay him back.
all of these
you need
agreements.
to contact him. Yes. So
Did
okay.
you say, hold on, in the DMs you said he needed to contact him?
And this is where they're going to argue over semantics of what a proxy is. Here's Destiny showing up to derail the whole thing. Do-do-do-do-do. There's some really funny, like, awkward silences in here. Like,
I'm sorry.
calling
I'm
him
sorry.
STD.
Wait, I said
You
STV.
called him STD Philly.
Why
not
not?
his name,
That's
Call
his
me
name.
Philly. You can just call me Philly. You can just call me Philly. Let's just keep this.
I call you STD Philly
I-
too. It's funnier.
I just
You
keep
can call me
things formal,
STD
okay?
Philly. You can call me Sergeant Philly. I heard that earlier from Nick. Sergeant Philly. I like that. I'm sorry. I'm still looking through the DMs. I can't find it. So you're asking for a specific DM of him?
so this goes back to the previous where he was asking for a specific DM.
3,000. With interest included. 3,000. Oh, God. So,
So, what I want to know, Doom, what's been going on the last couple of years? Why
hold
have
on.
you been
Hold
so
on. We
tight?
did all that. We did all that.
I just want to know what the situation's been. I gotta know.
Quitman, you go around calling me a pedophile. Why am I going to tell you about my personal?
Well,
life?
I've never called you a pedophile. When have I called you a pedophile?
Oh, shit. Oh, wait, actually, hold on.
You call me groomer media all the time. You said I thought you were talking about calling me pedophile earlier in our regard chat, but I guess you said you weren't.
No, I said
he
I
was
hate
calling you a
pedophiles. So
pedophile.
it was an unrelated thought that was distinct from any sort of.
You were just talking about me, and you decided to say.
Yeah,
I'm a
I don't
pedophile
know why you
out
took
of
that
nowhere for no
personally, just-
reason. Okay.
I say I hate pedophiles, and you say, why do you keep calling me a pedophile? It's like, what? I didn't call you a pedophile. It's a very strange response.
Uh-huh. Good one.
I thought Queen was calling me a pedophile because I was calling Queen a retard.
He does that sometimes. You just gotta let that wash off, okay? Doesn't.
Well, I'm fine with it. Just clarifying for Doomer.
Daddy, spank me, daddy, fuck me, daddy.
Thank you, Chad.
Okay, you need to
What-
chill a
what did
little
Chad
bit on the
say?
soundboard. Wait for it to be appropriate, okay? We can't be spamming it.
Nick's such a fucking child.
So, what is the panel's thoughts on Tipster?
Willie Billy Mack asked me to. He was like, "You want to look at the tipster?" And I was like, "Dude, what am I going to say that Diorio's not going to say?" Like,
True.
how can I look into this shit? Dude?
Don't write him a tipster video. Don't do it.
Lulu.
I just don't know anything. Like, it would just be like watching your video and being like,
Notice how calm he is?
Okay, I'm doing the skip here. Going to the next part.
Okay.
These guys are so
Destiny's left now.
disgusting.
Because the thing is, we gotta know whether, like, because if they're private images, then obviously, yeah, they've got to be nuked and fucking everything.
Oh, they're talking about somebody else's tits here. Okay, I think we've kind of finished out that video. Oh, I really would love to show you the spurging and like squeaking and the hollering that you get into, but I'll let you guys go through that one on your own. It's a lot of boring. 2-hour mark is where it gets good. I mean,
they're like, "Oh, we're going to plan out work."
Literally, they kind of rehash the whole debate.
There's no
But it wasn't
dispute about it.
because this was in October. He's contracting out hours in
Yeah,
November.
in November.
And he's giving
Right,
you a specific.
wait.
he's
You
giving
have
a specific
DMs from
number.
March and February. Okay, if I didn't do the work in fucking November, why would they still be working with me in fucking March? It makes no sense.
Well, what it sounds like is
No.
obviously you never.
No, I wasn't
summoned
slow.
your
I wasn't
kindergarten.
slow to produce work.
Just
This has
to be
do with, like,
clear,
My dude, you produced after being given thousands.
just to be
how
clear,
many months?
That's what-
the
that's what
Hassan
they pay
video is a separate investment. It's like a very separate
I'm-
thing
I'm-
that
I'm-
has. Okay, just to. Okay.
I don't know how Sunday walked into this one. I really want to leave this for you guys. Just let you know, there is a couple of fantastic things that happen in here. There is a beautiful fucking moment where Sunday just roasts Tom, just sitting there like that. He sits there with that same grimace on his face and everything. Basically, is like, I don't want to hear any expert advice on thieving from you, Tom, insinuating to another situation that Tom was involved in. Oh, it was such a dig. It was a glorious dig. Meanwhile, there's a point where these two both spurg out on Sunday, and they're kind of sharing the same brain cell at the same point in time. So while one has the brain cell, the other cannot breathe. It's so worth it. But I want to go to this. And we're gonna go. Okay.
That's with the relevant details so far. So
Okay, so this is Queenman in with J-Stalk and Kelly Jean, who I think is the popcorn girl that Jim was mentioning.
several things that proved my story correct somehow. So I know I
saw
haven't
him.
seen.
I saw him.
We're really gonna do this now. I'm just gonna let you wait. I'm gonna let you buffer a little bit, and you're gonna behave because you behaved pretty good so far. You've gone up to a 7 out of 10. You were at a 4.
Saying that.
It's actually.
So goofy. Can you not just like chill for 5 minutes? I've seen it on Twitter as well. He's fighting with Matt Pitt right.
So Matt Pitt restarts this whole argument. I'll blame him.
I'm making commentary content.
Oh my God,
I'm
slow
enjoying
down.
content.
The boxes are coming too fast.
Much less toxic politics.
By the way, this is Sunday the entire time with this head, with Doomer's head.
Commentary from a positive. I don't know how
No, he was
successful
saying,
it'd be
no,
because it's
he was
mostly
on
toxic,
Tom's stream the other day saying that he was like,
The
watching
scale.
drama content.
Camera.
I think he's coming to argue,
Oh,
so
we're gonna move.
we'll see.
Shoot.
It was he.
The guy we all know.
I thought he
Alright.
left.
He did.
Well, take a look at the Discord, Kelly. Guess what? He's back.
Should have listened to me, but anyway.
Hey, Queenman, you want to explain how what you were just talking about makes me look worse? I'm wondering if you know the context.
Here we go.
What
For Doomer's
you
people.
said that you got paid for only work that was completed, and that's not true.
Yeah, how is that relevant in the context of this?
Because it seems as though you were trying to draw a delineation between the pot of money that was for the Hassan video and the pot of money that was for the work, so that you went on the hook to the company and only on the hook to String. That's why.
There is a delineation between those two things. That doesn't disprove it at all.
There's a delineation that you eroded when you said that that was now for prepaid work for the show.
Okay, I said it was. Okay, the point was people were trying to claim that the payments for the show were also
Sunday, he looks like he's jerking off this entire stream.
outstanding money. That's why Sunday was in here claiming I owed 5K.
No.
You understand that that's not true.
The 5K was that people. So for people who aren't following, in my video, what I point out is that as a concept, attempting to leverage payoff effectively, you could say that video had the show. Now, in order to justify that the claim that he had already paid back, Gamer says that after the show he offered to pay off his debt. The problem didn't actually, it's certainly not sufficient after 2 days after that offer, and we also or the client. So when he says like I already paid off part of that as license to say, well,
I'm gonna be ballsy.
There was no agreement that not only he hasn't done by doing, he has made the debt continuous with the debt because he was still so what he ghosted on.
I think it's Doomers. I think it was Doomer's from something because he's been like fucking around with Doomer's head for every stream that he does.
All the money for the show was for work that I did.
You do not owe 5k. I understand that.
Okay, the only reason I was talking about this in the first place, and I did misremember something, but the misremembering makes me look better. Like the actual details of the story make me less of a scam.
Okay,
Let me talk. I thought that I was paid for work after it was done. The relevant point was that the work I was paid.
No, you didn't think you were. It's actually, it's impossible. Not only has this been a regular of
It does.
you said. Well, no, look, of course I'm paid you.
There's an unironic, like, distinct, like, fact that Vosh, I'm gonna sound awful for saying this, Vosh, Doomer, and Chud Logic all look similar. And given the right light, they all look the same.
Again, we have them. It's impossible.
Paid for the show got completed. That I didn't scam them for that money. So you understand that's correct, right?
I think there is an argument about the nature of it, whether that was
you
official
understand
work
that's
or
correct, right?
not.
There actually isn't, Queenman, because they hired me again and paid me more. So there is confirmation it was an shut the fuck up. There is confirmation it was an hourly rate. There is confirmation it was an hourly rate. Shut the fuck up. There is confirmation it was an hourly rate. There is.
This is what I understand, but
Nope. Did I
he still had the.
did I push you too hard? Did I do too much, YouTube? Should I drop it back down to 1.25?
And they seem to hit it off pretty.
Come on, sync up. Sync up. You can do it. You can do it. Work. Come on. Buffer. Just buffer.
So we'll learn exactly why. We'll get strings accounts to why he paid later, but there is no evidence why
Oh god, that's so bright. Oh, it is Vosh. You're right, Gigi. He's his horseman.
We have the message for November. At the end of the month, it'll be about $800 for the month. Does that work? Media says it sounds. So no way in hell it just happened. Now his argument is that because he was paid again, that therefore not follow. Well, it could be because they hadn't come. Happens all the time. For example, it happened not too, but sometimes, and there'll be something that's covered wrong. You realize it's going to take like a solid. You're going to have to pay workers. So you go back to their job than I thought it was. What if say they asked you like, hey, how long?
This is literally what happens.
But they're still under the impression, and they want.
You don't think I owe you that money?
Hey, hold on. Just let Queenman respond real quick.
Lied about what?
You were exactly. You were paid for work, Doomer, and then you were paid for a month's work. 40 hours was for a month, and then you were paid again.
By the way.
Yeah, sorry, no, but it was over the course of a month. He was told he could allocate it over the course of a month. You were then not paid again until about 2 months later, 3 months later, something like that. So anyway, it could be, it doesn't necessarily make you look better, because from the outside looking in, that could be that you simply did not complete the work on time and were not paid again until later. So that does not necessarily exonerate you. I don't know why you think these details exonerate you.
They exonerate me because it means that I wasn't scamming. If I was a scammer and I was given money up front, I could have run away with the money, and I didn't.
No one thinks you.
But you did, though. You did run away with it. That's the point of all this. And we know this for a very simple. Wouldn't have any debt if you ghost your client away the money. That's how this works.
You had a premeditated scam. No one thinks that at all.
They absolutely do.
No, I've not been arguing that.
How many videos?
I don't think you have the capacity, strongest, and anything the cognitive ability to intend. I think you.
This is such an insult. That's great.
Have you made with Scammer Media in the title?
With a question mark.
Oh yeah. Okay, buddy. Yeah, okay. You fucking concern troll piece of shit. Okay, I'll do the question mark.
There is. It's a question. Scammer Media exposed by President Sunday.
Question mark. Okay. So I misremembered.
You're crying about videos.
So the one.
You're not doing my job. Sorry.
So the one thing that I
Josh is unironically evil. Sorry. Excuse me.
The one thing that I misremembered makes no material difference to what was going on, and what was leaked confirms my story.
Yes,
it confirms that I completed. It confirms that I completed the work, and it confirms that they were satisfied with it because they hired me again and they increased the hourly rate. You disagree with any of that?
Actually, no, it does not exonerate because the hourly the payment being for work.
By the way, friends, I was not paid. When it comes to the channel, like what I do.
That was already done. There is a delineation between that work and the Hassan bot, but you erode the delineation, and this means that you're on the hook to the company and not just string.
How does it erode the delineation? They're completely separate things.
Well,
no, they're not.
They aren't completely separate. They do one. They're going to collapse the project on their own show.
Because you said that was now for prepaid work on the show, just like the rest of the work you've done was prepaid work.
I said it was basically prepaid because I was going to keep working on the show for free as a favor to the dude. That doesn't mean that the fucking money for the Hassan video is now in some sort of a contract with the media company that was never involved in any of this shit.
Okay, media company was never involved in it. But here's the problem. I got the screenshots where you're involved with the media company in this shit. I got it all. I got everything. You fucked with the wrong bathrobe today, Nintendo. Okay. So, this nice guy just got mad. Beware. The CEO of. Hey man. Yeah, what times work best for you? I do later in the afternoon. Does that work for you? Sure, sounds good. Cool. Hey, so this means you're trying to call it. Hey man, just wanted to check in and said you. I I think that's probably straight. Said that you have the first part of the treatment sometime today. It's not really, it's a comment trying to organize, and this guy is with the company. Like, this is the company's project. Hey man, what's your availability tomorrow for a creative? He is working with the companies we have. Well, it's like crazy. Like, didn't budget paid out with the other people. I can't show you those there, so I have. This guy was paid out with, by this. Thank you, Nerd Angle Combat Home. Upgraded. But you get the general idea. This guy claimed people had no directly, they were directly, the show was their project on their show.
When you blocked me because I retweeted something you posted.
Yeah, I blocked you because you're a fucking dickhead.
You replied to two people. Sure.
Alan B, thank you for this advancement.
Come on. It's late. I want to be done.
2 years. That's my.
Can you please buffer? Buffer. Buffer. Buffer.
That's a short.
No, I replied to one comment thread. I'm running around Twitter defending myself every 5 minutes.
One comment
to one comment thread.
Okay, 2 people. Sure, one comment thread. Sure.
Wait, to be fair though.
Okay, you understand. The overall issue here is now more in my favor.
Oh,
now we know.
I should also make it clear.
No, I disagree.
Really quickly, Queeman. I should make it like very clear. I don't think so. I was told he was directing mass harassment, and I made a statement about it. But I didn't see what he said until like a little while ago, and I don't.
What he's talking about here. This is okay. Especially he's in the process of making. He actually deserves. But here we go. I think I'm going to contact the port about the harassment right here. Dude, you're trying to get into internet commentary. This ain't their jam, but by the by, I'm not an expert. But you know, encouraging flags. I think I ready. Here we go.
I don't think this was him directing mass harassment.
I mean, yeah, I didn't call it mass flagging. I said that he was saying he was trying to get banned.
Oh,
sure.
So
yeah, I said I was considering reporting him to YouTube harassment because he threatened my employer. You have a problem with that?
Get ready for this. Is gonna be. Get ready for this. Absolutely.
Yeah. I think he made a hit piece on you.
No, he threatened my employer.
I threatened his employer.
What do you do? What do you do? Okay, show me that. What do you do? Okay, show me what you do.
I'm gonna fuck with Willie Mac. Hang on, one more time.
Is now more in my favor.
Oh,
now we know.
I should also make it clear. Really quickly, Queeman. I should.
No, he threatened my employer.
Yeah, what do you do? What do you do? Okay, show me that. What do you do?
It's gonna be good.
Okay, show me what you did. Show me that.
Okay.
Hold on, I can just pull it up on stream here.
Yeah, because
Who's
I
your
what say.
employer?
Pull it up.
What does this mean?
Willie Mac. I guess he's gonna make videos on Willie Mac or some shit. We'll see what this.
I've never. I have so little Willie Mac. I can't even.
You're talking about this
You're talking about a deranged schizophrenic with a history of fucking harassing people. Again, Destiny, who is
me threatening Doomers. Me threaten. Oh, good lord. I am personally very interested in reaction.
Okay. I want to get to autisticness. I can tell when he's getting mad. His little cursor flashes more frequently.
And when it's paid back. Pay back the money, Doomer. Pay your bills. Your employer talking.
Okay, if he doesn't go YouTube harassment would determine there's no problem. So what's the problem with me reporting him for harassment?
Because I think trying to get people banned over criticism is very gay.
It's not about criticism, Queeman.
Hey, one of the earliest victims.
It's fine to be upset. It's not fine to
countless people have criticized me. I've never said this about anyone else. Why might that be?
Maybe they didn't bother you quite this much?
Yeah, they didn't threaten to fuck with my employer. Correct.
That's not what that is. That's not what that is.
You are a fucking retard.
Literally, nobody intelligent.
In context from him, that is 100% what that is. This is
nobody,
what he does.
Nobody above 70 IQ is gonna believe it.
You are not one to talk about IQ.
You're like insane.
You are
crying. So if you've been heard,
fucking retard.
You can keep saying that, Doomer, but right now you're fucking embarrassing yourself.
Okay.
Embarrassing myself, Mia. Okay, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to smug chocolates. You learned that from Hassan as well.
I'm excited. I just got DM'd back by Vegan Gains. He's come on the show something. It's so based. Queeman's argument.
That way.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah. So Queeman's. Yep. That was Doomer's side. Queeman's argument is saying, but actually,
okay.
Because you.
Right here. That's where I want to be.
How has it changed?
Just because you said that you were paid after the work before, and now you're saying you were paid before the work.
That is misremembering an unimportant detail.
Okay,
only
so
relevant thing.
the story.
Okay,
so we agree the story changed. So the story is not exactly the same. So the story is not.
Misremembering an unimportant
no,
detail.
you are repeatedly. You are just so dishonest. It's so obvious what you're doing. You're repeatedly overstating the nature of the evidence you have and the nature of how robust the story was originally.
I said I didn't have any evidence, Queen. What are you talking about? How can I overstate the evidence? When I come out and say I don't have access to this account.
Guys, I have no evidence for my position at all. You have no evidence? I mean, I agree. That's what I'm saying.
No fucking evidence.
Because you keep saying that any evidence that has and will come out will exonerate you and prove your side, and it didn't. It didn't.
No, it didn't. You can't produce a single other thing.
Hold on.
You're getting.
Can I cut in through both of you? Can I cut in through both of you right now?
You just said you misremembered.
I'm just trying to help both like the audience understand what's going on. So Doomer's saying this helped his side because it's showing that not only was he paid for work prospectively before he'd done any work for them, 40 hours at $20 an hour, that they then upped it on the next payment for 40 hours at $25 an hour, and seemed to afterwards continue to seek out his employment and seek to pay him for additional work. So it seems like there wasn't that much of an issue with the work he was producing, and that he was paid and did the work for the 2 payments he got that weren't for Hassan. Queenman's argument.
That way.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So Queenman's, yep. That was Doomer's side. Queenman's argument is saying, but actually, because you said it was prepaid work, and then you were paid for work that was already done, was the wording Doomer used. It proves that you were lying because you weren't prepaid for that work. You were paid after that work was done, or you were paid. Sorry,
the other way around.
I said the opposite. I said the opposite. Yeah, I said the opposite. You were prepaid for that work. You said you were paid for work that was already done, as in you were being paid for work done, but you were prepaid, and that shows an inconsistency in the story. And that you've said this whole time, like any leaks will. Just real quick, where I come down on that, I do think that probably I come down a little closer to Doomer on that. Like it seems to me that I would interpret it that way, that they were okay with the work, at least, if not impressed with it, that they upped his
But they weren't.
pay and continue to pay him over. But I also think it's like unfortunate for Doomer.
The message that he flashed on screen there just basically shows Doomer saying, hey, look, I underestimated this. I need more money. That's honestly all that message is just that he underestimated things. Plus, on top of that, that he was prepaid for the work in October for work to be done in November, and then came in December, renegotiated, and blah, blah.
That you couldn't get these messages, couldn't get access to them, because now you do have something that is inconsistent. I would agree with you that it's in a way that's non-tangible, but unfortunately there are going to be people who disagree with you as well.
A scammer and then call it a day. When I grow weary of the noises.
Anyway, I just wanted to get all of the arguments out for both sides.
There's going to be people like Queeman who are going to grasp onto any little straw and make it into the biggest fucking thing in the world when it doesn't matter. It makes no difference at all in the grand scope of the story. Queeman knows that I only did one thing wrong.
I love how you have to desperately poison the well. You desperately poison the well. You're just like, you're a retard. You're hoping onto irrelevant detail. You have to spurg out constantly. You can't have a calm discussion about it. I can sit here and talk to you pretty freely about just like what I think of it. Dude, I'm covering shit as it comes out. I'm streaming.
I'm sure, Queeman, you have never poisoned the well. I'm sure you were being completely impartial. I'm sure there's no issues at all in your analysis.
Yeah, I've been really quite
you
fair
don't look at logs that are very, very obviously favoring me and say some schizophrenic bullshit. I am sure.
I mean, you can go watch. You can go. Yeah, show me an example.
You give the accountability of the people who are being fucking psychopaths. I'm sure you do that.
Give me my unironically evil video. Show my horrible coverage I've done to you, all the slandering I've done. Just show me it, dude.
Sunday looks like I feel right now.
Sorry, I was so mean to you in that video. Sorry, I called you DoomerMedia that time.
And now YouTube, we're so close. We're so
But you've got
close.
nothing.
Don't do this. Don't do this. You don't want to do this.
But you've got nothing. You've got nothing. You're just like vaguely going like, yeah, you're just like vaguely gesturing
for a fucking week. You don't have
Come on.
Coverage I've done to you, all the slandering I've done. Just show me it, dude, and I'll say sorry, Doomer. Sorry, I was so mean to you in that video. Sorry, I called you DoomerMedia that time. But you've got nothing. You've got nothing. You're just like vaguely going like, yeah, you're just like vaguely gesturing
for a fucking week. You don't have.
You lose. Stole. You bumped in, which now has to be washed and sterilized, so you have nothing.
Yeah. Well, I've just explained to you my position on each.
How many? Okay, Queeman. How many things did the people who are fucking with me do wrong? How many times have they lied?
Never.
Yeah, STV seems to have misrepresented his nature of string, or String's lying about it. One of the two is. So STV shouldn't have got on public before the date of the fucking original payment plan. And Sunday, Sunday hates you, but I don't know what he's doing wrong right now.
You didn't have any inconsistencies, no lies in the video, no problems, nothing that was of poor taste, nothing that shouldn't be leaked or is irrelevant, anything like that?
There was one slip up in the video that I definitely noticed.
Queeman actually pointed this out to me, so apparently...
This is just really a critique of things that Sunday could have done better in his video where he went back and forth with this. SBT Philly. Just want to be somewhere in here.
Reflects very badly.
Proves that I did all of the work that I was paid for because I was paid in January and I was still working for them in March, and we had a conversation that implies all of the work for January was done. Otherwise, that conversation would make absolutely no fucking sense. So we know there was not an outstanding contract, we know I was paid an hourly rate, and we know I did the work that I was paid for. How does this not make me look better?
Which is the conversation that makes it clear that all the work is done.
The one where I say I'm not going to do the Hassan video and I'm going to keep working on the show.
Say that, so he says the treatment's probably...
So basically what Doomer's whole argument comes down to now is that basically right here, him saying this is that them agreeing to the work being done, even though there is no real answer to this. Because he basically, a couple days later, sits there, hands in the work, and then disappears and rides off into the sunset for 2 years. We're not going to go through the treatments, although they are awful. We'll have this in a playlist. You can go through the tail end here and view the treatments. They're so bad. All this in white, so bad. It's like elementary school bad.
So, is this guy like in a mental space where he doesn't realize other really things? I can't comprehend it. Like, this is...
Why would
That doesn't necessarily make it clear that all the work is
let's
done.
bring it up. Let's bring it
Sure,
up.
we can, of course. That doesn't make it clear that all the work is done, though. I already know that
Can
doesn't.
you link that to me, Queen, so I can show
Find
Spoke
out
too soon.
What the fuck is Darius doing?
I don't know why you have to
I
overstate
don't know,
the
Kelly.
nature of your
Different
evidence all the time,
Ugh,
Christy.
never mind. I just saw
Something else. Don't just exist to derail it useful.
Xenos burging him. You.
Okay, I'll give you this. It does say final ETA for the treatments. So,
Wow.
I mean, yeah, you could.
Oh, here.
So, yeah, I'm putting in the side chat as well. Just there. Oh, there we go.
Haven't heard from you. So just checking in on the ETA for the treatments and the draft script. Treatments probably today. Drafts, I don't know. I'll keep working on it, so it's unlikely to
Oh, wait. Oh, no, it doesn't say final. Okay, so it's not final. And the last handing was on the 18th.
This is on February 18th. So if I open the PayPal, when is the?
We
There's
do
no
that with
PayPal payment
Poyman
message.
there. He will
No,
accept
he's already been prepaid
yeah,
for this
there's
work. So he says,
Has
so you
he?
say here, Doomer, that treatments probably today, drafts, I don't know. I'll have something by the weekend for sure, but I'll probably keep working on it. It's just unlikely to be final. Did you hand anything in past the 18th of February or not?
I don't remember the exact dates of fucking work.
Well, I remember.
Okay, then
the
show me
final
the
thing you
evidence of
handed
what I
in. Sure, I can go to Sunday's video right now because
Okay, first of all, you are absolutely okay. You have no fucking idea if what they're showing is everything. You do not have a fucking clue.
You're correct, I don't. But unless there's more evidence, like what can I do? I'm analyzing the evidence as it comes. That's my point, right? Like, okay, so Doomer, I've got this here.
So
I've got
wait.
this in the side chat.
It's my burden when I have no ability to provide evidence.
It's not your
Provide
burden.
evidence.
I'm
Wait, shut the fuck up, let me
I'm
talk.
just
So
talking
it's
about the
my burden
evidence.
to provide evidence for my claims, but these people who have all of the evidence, you're willing to give them charitability and assume they have even more evidence that hasn't been shown.
He didn't say that.
Charity. What the fuck is charitability? You're selling yourself as a writer, man. Learn English.
So you say treatment's probably today, drafts, I don't know, something by the weekend for sure. It seems like the final hand-in we have any evidence of, is on the 18th of February, and it says 3 treatments. Was there a draft also handed in at that point, or was the draft still
I have
outstanding?
No fucking idea. How can I check?
How can I check? I deleted everything after I scammed my client. How can I check? Little old me. What do you want, pity?
The other more concerning thing here that's been touched on lightly in all of these streams, mainly by President Sunday, but hasn't really been brought up by in front of Doomer yet. But it's the fact of, like, there's this little thing in America called taxes. And how has he paid taxes on this money without proof of, like, invoices and billing and tax documents and all that? Like, I mean, as an independent contractor, he would have to keep records. And the fact that he has no records, and not even like paper records that he can say, I could read off right here, maybe take a picture of them or something like that with your phone after you, and then redact them on your phone, whatever you want to do. But he doesn't even have that much. Yeah, there's a high doubt that he even filed.
So you couldn't be traced. That's your own fucking problem.
It's unironical.
Just make it clear really quickly that the payments, as far as I can tell, are for hours contracted, and the actual work product handed in from those hours contracted.
Sure. I agree.
But he didn't get only evidence we have that he did, which is why we're talking. If he had like hours in it right here, and all I for almost $2,000, and then when I used additional work in that same thing to pay off a debt of $2,800, that's it. And I'm gonna pretend that I did enough to not just cover what I was paid in advance. I also did like a ton of money towards the other. Like it's really obvious he's just trying to weasel his way out of paying, which won't help him, by the way, if this goes to small claim, because what he has here in abundant and informal contract, like he flat out stole that money. Him saying, "No, Your Honor," was this is just how it's not gonna fly.
Oh yeah. There's that whole part that his story changed at some point and basically said that the $1,000 was a donation at some point, and it wasn't even for the work. His story changed at some point to cover that, and so that's why. And so because of that, he only owes $3,600, which would be the 28 plus the original 8, or plus the additional 8, instead of $4,600 with the 1,000, which is closer to the 5,000 that everybody's insinuating they're just rounding up.
But he also suggested paying it back with interest. By the way, you know how you can tell that Doomer thinks he offered to pay it back with interest. He didn't owe any, because that's what you do. You don't. Like, what is?
I'll do that, but we also don't have an invoice because Doomer didn't invoice, I don't think. So, I mean, we also can't. There's no hard evidence that Doomer completed all of the work on the show. So his constant claims that is the case, just for the audience.
Exactly. So the thing about Kelly isn't that she provides nothing; it's that she disrupts conversations. But here's the thing: that'd be fine.
Hey Teddy, how you doing?
She's nothing. Why? Annoying.
Audience here, that was totally untrue. So all the last
people making claims. If they want to claim,
the evidence they provided points towards the work being unfinished.
That is not true. They
And by the
paid
way,
me
I'm speaking of Joyce, Kelly. But Kelly's actually fun to
in January.
I mean,
for
it is
work in
true, we can see
January.
it.
I'm still talking to them in March and working with them in March. What are you talking about?
But the payments weren't for work
DM makes
after they
no
completed the
sense.
payments. You're not still working with them in March. You ghosted them in March, in early March, 5th March, I believe, 4th of March, something like that.
Oh, that's interesting, Queen. That means I was working with them in March.
Jesus Christ.
God.
I worked with them for the first 3 days, so therefore I worked.
March 4th, still we're in March?
Okay.
Yes.
Again,
dude.
I just want to point out.
You're having a rough time of it here, man. I don't know what to say.
You're just fucking wrong. You just admitted I was talking to them in March.
Hey, Teddy, if you want some interesting lore on that guy that you're talking about right there, maybe check out my timeline on Twitter. I kind of maybe might have done things to possibly piss him off today.
Yeah, the 2nd of March or something, 3rd of March, maybe, yeah.
It was the 6th.
Do we have? What are the messages we have there?
Oh, man. We can pull up 3 treatments.pdf if I do that.
I made him go full Spurg. Apparently comparing Tony Hits to Celine Dion was the thing that set him off today.
Was this for the show that you were thinking about, Cleveland?
Yeah.
Thanks, Jim. Yeah, I'm not going through this. It's entirely too early in the morning or late at night, whatever your choice, for me to be looking at this much white for this prolonged period of time.
So I don't know whether it is the case that you were doing that full 40 hours within 1 month, or is it being stretched out? So you working for them still in February doesn't actually prove to me that the work was all completed and you're waiting for another payment. That actually doesn't show that at all.
Okay, so just to be clear, you're just going to assume that I'm guilty until I have evidence of
No,
innocence.
I'm saying
assume the claims against me.
I'm saying
No
that
evidence.
the evidence that the evidence does not prove your innocence. You've repeatedly said that the evidence exonerates you. It doesn't.
The evidence all verifies my original story.
The evidence is that the client also lying.
I mean, honestly, Gigi, exactly that. Like, no. It was much later in the month, so you round up. It was technically January.
You tried to pay off $1,000. According to them, you haven't invoiced anything. According to you, you have no evidence. And according to them, you came to them asking for more money to finish, which
So close. I'm so close. Please let me finish.
out.
Nope, not yet. Not ready yet. Pop-up timer's not up. Tony Hits is something else, and I apparently know exactly how to get under his skin. I've been asking him for a fucking month now, basically, what Now CD he was on, and then every time he says he wasn't on a Now CD, I basically sit there and say that he's not a valid artist.
We don't have a complete treatment. We don't have a complete script. Like none of.
This is so annoying. And if you look, my little guy is just bounce around just fine over there.
There, and he lied about having any connection with the company. That's not. He was what he did for the entire.
Does. Yes, it does. This is something.
You said the payments before.
Now that's what I call spurgery.
There's a direct contradiction in your story. Okay, so now it's not doesn't make a meaningful difference to your story. A different. Do you want two? So now you want 2 things you did wrong and 2 contradictions. Otherwise, it doesn't count. Okay, cool, nice one. I don't know what to tell you, dude. This is insane. You're behaving in an unhinged way. You need to log off.
Smeggle.
Fucking Hitler. And you have
I haven't
thing that I did
like
wrong.
At all. I haven't acted like a Hitler at all. I've actually said many times that I've actually said many times
Hitler, famous for ragging. I'm sorry. Look, Queeman is like half a.
Been in your situation where we don't have the money to pay someone back and we act like a pussy and we try to avoid them for a long time. I've said that many times. I've said it's a very human thing to do. It's very normal. Everyone's been there. It's not like the crazy. You shouldn't be cancelled over it. People should just know in case they lend you money in the future. That's all I've been saying. I haven't said anything crazier than that. That's all I've been saying. I say you cry like a bitch as well. And I mean, the evidence stands. I get on stream. I have fun. I make a little bit of money. Of course, I'm gonna keep covering it. Yeah. I'll probably post this as a YouTube segment tomorrow.
Okay, so what you think that I did wrong is the original thing we all agree on, and I misremembered one detail. That makes no sense with anything. Is there anything else I've done wrong?
Hold on. I'm aware that Bug's taken segments from my stream and put them on your channel. I'm very aware of that. Okay.
Oh yeah. I saw that.
No, they do sound similar.
Anything else, Doomer?
So, Duma, you just gonna do this video then? You're doing a Hassan video.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You don't get to just cancel it and say, oh well, you're no longer employed to do that. Like if I steal a chocolate and go, hey look, it's okay guys. That's not.
Oh yeah, it would be done by now if you didn't spend so much time in this with me.
Kelly, I'm not staying. I'm gonna leave for a while.
He looks like if the incest kept going.
Kelly.
But you shouldn't spend so much time in this. That's why you left.
Kelly, I will never admit that you were right about anything.
No, you don't need to. I just am.
Have a job, Tommy.
He's so seething right here.
Wow.
He's just
Okay,
seething.
we got anything else, or are we going back to cover? Keemstar. Apparently, this guy tried to groom a 15-year-old minor.
Oh, sorry, just one second. Sorry, I need to run this back a second. I got a DM from Sunday. I'm speaking through.
No, that's okay. No, that's okay. We don't need any Sunday content on the stream.
Listen,
this is pertinent to this conversation explicitly.
It's
An out-of-work librarian.
It's about Doomer.
Okay, go ahead.
What String said indicates the January payment was because he was short on funds, so they prepaid him for more hours, had no relation to previous work done.
I don't believe that. If String wants to come on and talk about this himself, we can do that. I'm not going to take anything he says through a proxy seriously. Hold on. You can't take anything he says seriously through a proxy because
I just asked. This was the answer. Was paid in November to produce a treatment for approximately 40 hours or so. He then came back and need additional working hours. However, unlike many of my other contractors, since he never provided an invoice.
Okay. That was his hiccup, not my hiccup. I forgot about his hiccup.
Yeah, I don't really regard you.
Librarian without a library.
That's why I've been submitted.
Wait, what? Can you repeat that? What did he say?
I'll just send it to you, Damo. I'll just send it to you.
I have you blocked. Where are you gonna send it to me?
Well, then, you won't know then, I guess. I'll send it to JStalk.
Who is Paperboy? He's asking for an unban. I can't find his name in the ban though.
Okay.
He does have a bookshelf.
I should go get screenshot transcripts. That's what Queen said.
Wait, so he's trying to claim that he paid me for more work when the work wasn't done?
I wouldn't bite down on that unless he's actually going to come in and talk about it, because as I just said, the last time he was working through a proxy was
Really? So where you're in? You don't have any say.
Next Teddy's AI video.
He just invalidated that and said that. So I wouldn't take anything said through a proxy about String or by String seriously.
How old? This is the part that me by half a decade.
He's older than me by a few years. I thought he was the same age as me.
That's true. That's very true.
Paperboy, you aren't even banned. I don't know why.
Kinky Drug. Doomer doesn't have access to those accounts anymore. He tried to leave the internet and deleted his shit or something. I don't know what the process is for recovering.
Yeah, like you do. Everyone's been there. We've all been there.
I don't think there is a process.
Neither have a library.
Mate, you need to rejoin the Discord when they unbanned you
Also,
last week.
just since we're in a little lull in the conversation, guys, just gonna shill the Patreon one more time. Patreon.com/JSTLK. Okay, we're going to try it for Oilers only after this. If you're in the Oiler role, you can join the Oilers role. August once. You would view it as
February.
Oh, by
Sorry,
the way,
I don't know who banned you. It's funny.
just real quick, guys. Doomer's out. Just as
He just quietly sees and leaves. He literally... Okay, so I watched the actual stream. I kept Sundays because he gives a little more context with this. But if you watch this actual stream, like, he literally just sits there in silence. He never says another fucking word. He just rage quits. Like, he has no response. He has nothing. The man has nothing. This video is kind of nice. It came out just a couple days ago. It really sums up everything. There's a little bit of new information that's leaked in there. Because it's so new, I really don't like going over it. I think you guys get a good idea. Plus, I'm tired. I'm not gonna lie. I'm really tired. But he does leak a little more information in there. I think, honestly, like I said, this playlist, as condensed as it is, it gives you so much good information because it literally gives you the whole drama. And now I've watched like an additional fucking 8 or 9 hours worth of shit that is not on this playlist because it was duplicated. Like, there was literally at one point I realized at random points throughout that I had watched President Sunday stream, JStalk stream, Tomfoolery stream, who else? Oh, Queeman. All 4 of them had the exact same fucking stream at different lengths because that's what threw me off. It wasn't like they were all 4.5-hour videos. All 4 of them had the exact same stream based off of when they joined in and when they fucking talked and what information they had going over shit. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm literally just watching the same thing over and over from 4 different perspectives. And they're in a Discord call. There is no 4 perspectives. There is only one. And yes, that was a Lord of the Rings reference. Badly. But honestly, yeah, that gives you like the whole thing. Other than like, I would honestly, if you really want to watch and get a good laugh, go to the section in this stream where he goes through the treatments. Oh my God, it is so awful. This dude, how he can sit there and in any honesty say, I did not scam, and turn in Work that honestly would be a C on a best day for a 4th grader. I don't even know. I honestly have no fucking explanation. But yeah, and like I said, I think there's some new information that came out in here. Additionally, if you want a totally different perspective on shit, Cope and Seed kind of like condensed all this into 5 hours, which once you look at it spread out like this, seems like it doesn't seem like a lot when you compare it to how many hours. I think there's like 2 here, 2.5 there, 4 there, 4 there, well, 4.5 there, 45 minutes there. 5 hours actually condensed the drama down, unironically. Honestly, this 22-minute video really does it for most people. But if you want to watch like the additional spurgatory, it is so worth it. But yeah, other than that, that's about it.